Ow, and welcome to Sword and Spooky, everybody, the beginning of Sword and Spooky month here this wonderful October here on what is traditionally Sword and Key, but we have rebranded for the month because we're getting down in spooky, folks. We are celebrating a month-long charity campaign, all in support of Patty Aware Foundation, which is an organization that supports our world's oceans. And as anybody would logically know, the ocean is a terrifying place that none of us should ever go, but is also beautiful and deserves respect and protection and all of that stuff. So there are incentives, which you can see in chat for this game, for all the games, the one-shots that we'll play throughout the month of October in support of that charity. So definitely check those out if you are feeling charitable, if you are able to give, and you want to impact our games. There are incentives to do so, and you can donate at any time. If you donate in between games, it just gets paid forward to whatever the next game is. But thank you for joining us. I am Derek Sword. I will be your GM for this game of Lycantropes, a game created by Ursidice. I am your pack leader of sorts, as I will try to guide our hapless, hirsute, howl cursed humans through a murder mystery party that really none of them really want to be at in the first place. I will go over the rules of Lycantropes, but before all of that, I want to have my lovely players introduce themselves and say what kind of werewolf they are playing. So I didn't even pay attention to who's first on the screen, which is on me. So Eva, who's first? Abhilasha, why don't you start us out while I pull up the screen and actually do my job here?
Okay. Hi, I'm Abhilasha. I am a sometimes author and a newbie in the TTRPG playing scene, but I'm very excited to be here. Also start a spooky season, so even more excited to be here. And I will be playing Akela as Bhatt, who is a classic werewolf.
Absolutely. Thank you, Abhilasha. Next up, Graeme.
Hi, everybody. I'm Graeme, or Graham Crackers, and today I have the delight of playing your American werewolf, Chet Anderson.
Fantastic. Thank you, Graeme. Next up, Danny.
Hey, I'm Danny. Nice to meet you all. Today I will be playing the Teen Wolf.
Absolutely. Definitely. You might be noticing a trend with our types of werewolves here. Next up, LD.
Oh, it's me. Hi, everybody. I'm LD. I use she, her pronouns, and I am a not unfamiliar face here around these parts on Sword and Key, and a confirmed fan of the shapeshifter werewolf types specifically. And today I will be playing Chandra Garou, who is a Twilight werewolf, but with maybe not. Yeah, anyway, it's Twilight werewolf. Sure, we're going with it.
With a slight adjustment, yes, for
Ever so
cultural
slight.
reasons.
Ever
Yeah.
so slight adjustment.
Last, absolutely not least, Jessie.
Hi, I am Jessie, they, them pronouns, and I'll be playing Max Howell, the cursed werewolf. Also, they, them pronouns.
Wonderful. Thank you, everyone. So, for those of you who are not familiar with Lycantropes, Lycantropes is a one-page game, which essentially means that it is very simple rules. There are actually two skills that our players have. They have their power and they have their flaw. Basically, being a werewolf or being a human who's cursed as a werewolf gives you some sort of boon and some sort of bane. They can choose to basically pull on either of those at any time, or I can invoke their flaw to make things just a little bit more difficult. You can also make things easier or difficult, as there are three types of rolls in Lycantropes. There are spread rolls, which is every time that they roll to do anything, they're going to roll 3 dice. A spread means that they take the highest number of the 3 dice and the lowest number of the 3 dice. Even spread. A high roll means they take the 2 highest of the 3, and a low roll means they take the 2 lowest. So essentially we're working with similar mechanics of, standard rolls, advantage and disadvantage. You can invoke a high roll or a low roll with $5 donations. If they fail at something, so essentially if they go to roll on the dice and their result is 7 or above, they succeed. If it's below 7, they fail. And if they fail, they have to roll on the feral table. And the feral table is a table that gives them a little werewolf quality that pops up out of nowhere. Maybe they grow a tail. Maybe they sniff butts when they greet people. It says now, comma now. So make sure you all don't do that already. You can also invoke out of nowhere one of these flaws or remove one of these flaws if you are feeling especially kind with a $20 donation. These are impactful because if they get all 5, there are 6 rolls. If you roll a 6, it removes one of the flaws. But if you get all 5 qualities, you go full werewolf. And traditionally in the game, that has our player leave. We're not going to have that player leave because I think it's more fun to have them stick around. So to set things up, you all are part of a werewolf support group. It's tough being a werewolf in America these days. It's just, there's the suburbs don't give you that much space to run around. Digging through people's trash, they always come out with a flashlight and try to shoo you away like you're a raccoon. Maulings, you just can't get away with it as much as you used to. You always wake up at the local zoo. So you all have joined your local werewolf support group, which is essentially like a pack. Your pack leader, John Chastel, has tried to guide you all. You meet once a month, typically not on a full moon, and just talk about, the difficulties in life, But John has set up a specifically difficult task for you all today. You all have been doing very well in group, and he has decided that it's time to test your control of your inner beast. So he has set up a murder mystery party with 2 other support groups that also meet at your local Y. He has decided that you all should go to this local historical building that is kind of set up for these types of events and basically participate in this murder mystery party. Probably something I would guess as werewolves, you don't want to interact with other weird people anyway, but here you are doing this because it's something John wanted you to do. The real twist to all of this, the real thing that makes this difficult is this is the day of a full moon, not the night of a full moon, when you would definitely go full werewolf, but even on the day of a full moon, that draw to that inner beast it's harder to keep it contained. So this is going to be one of the more stressful days for all of you, and John has set it up intentionally for that. So we find you all in, I'm going to say a minivan, I think, and I think we decided that Chet is driving this minivan. Why don't y'all describe where you would be sitting in the minivan? Who has shotgun? Who's sprawled out in the back and is like folded the seats down? Who might be on the roof? So let's go around. Abhilasha, where is Akela sitting in the minivan?
Akela's sitting in the front, sitting side seat. No one. Others did protest and everyone did claim shotgun, but Akela, being a master of opportunity and the master of the single eyebrow privilege glare, just went and sat there and dared everyone to come and just sat there and said, yeah.
So I have to know, does Akela have like a cane? Are they sitting like cross-legged in the passenger seat of a minivan? Like how snooty is this? Well, like when do they sit down to like brush off their lap even though there's nothing there on their velvet pants? Like how snooty are we talking on a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, they're currently dressed very elegantly. It's you to fit the occasion. Very elegant suit and button blazer. There's a little there's a little handkerchief very neatly in the pocket. Yes. And when they sat down, they like kind of brushed their hands across the seat of their pants, just like the way you do when you're when you want to make sure it's neat and tidy without and don't want to have any wrinkles on. A little brush here. They have a little brush here on their pants and around the area, and they have like these very posh little like gold rimmed glasses that they are busy cleaning right now, and it's obviously attached to like a chain.
I think the brush might be necessary too, because I can't imagine that this van is particularly clean. I guess I'll leave that to Chet. Chet, how clean is your van? Is it?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Because what is a car wash, really? This is the dirtiest of vans you have ever seen.
Leave it hanging? Okay. All right. Okay.
But it has been jury-rigged to have like a Bluetooth speaker system set up, which is really just those old like GameStop speakers that you could get.
Sure.
Or like
Yeah.
Best Buy speakers on the inside that have been like nailed onto the inside of the wall. Chet is driving and he's got his full moon playlist going on, so like Hungry Like the Wolf is playing currently.
Yeah.
Chet's dressed in like a Hawaiian shirt, sunglasses, backwards cap with a sport team, and sunglasses. And he's got like this long, wavy, sandy blonde hair.
Fantastic and horrible. I have to imagine that Chet was a really big fan of Pimp My Ride back in the mid 2000s. Yeah.
Again,
Okay.
as a PhD student, they already are stressed. He is doubly not impressed by this and is currently just thinking of ways to like force Chet to either put him in front of a high pressure water shower or his car. Both would be
Right.
fine at this point.
Yeah,
Oh,
that Cheeto dust is not going to come out of those corduroys. Fantastic. Chandra, where would we find you in this this dude van?
Chandra has taken up the entire back seat of the car, just sprawled out. She's a tall lady, very muscular, like wearing the ripped shirt to show off her guns, and some like just leggings with pockets in them, and she's currently just jamming out to the playlist, which is very good, and like messing around with some weights.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, I should have mentioned all of our werewolves. There are 6 werewolves available through Lycantropes. They all represent different archetypes from different movies. It seems like we've changed Twilight a little bit because of the cultural implications to maybe a little bit more True Blood, which I think is fair for this one. So much respect to Chandra Guru for bringing weights along to
Of
what is
course.
probably a 15-minute car ride.
I just have them. Maybe I found them in Chet's car. I'm not entirely sure. They just sort of appeared there.
Right, they like rolled under the seat years ago and they like rolled back out.
Yeah.
Max, where would we find you? The seats are limited at this point, but I know where Crash is going to be by default, so which is why I leave him for last.
Max is probably like staring out the window, has his own music in on some earbuds, just trying to act cool through his motion sickness.
And it's
Yeah.
probably like what is it? Sleep Token or something like that. Like Dad Rock is blasting through Chet's speakers and Max is just like consumed in his own just malaise.
Yeah,
It's ennui.
just trying
yeah.
to really counter that, counter the vibes.
Sorry, their own malaise. Yes, absolutely. And last, absolutely not least, Crash. I know the answer, but where would we find you?
Yeah, I forgot to say I'm playing Crash Johnson, who is the Teen Wolf. I imagine Crash is always late to every meeting, and so as everyone was pulling out, it's like Crash running to catch up and just does the full like werewolf leap onto the roof of the van. In his like he is in his full basketball uniform. He is still a teen as Teen Wolf, so he's definitely the youngest in the group here. But he's got his also has like his track, like his duffel bag, with his basketball in it that is with him. But he's also like 5'4", so he's like way too small for most basketball, but it just still works to some, werewolf powers. And yeah, he's just like doing the full Spider-Man pose on the roof of the van the whole way.
I can already get the dynamic of this group in the sense that like Chet probably tries using like teen slang, but uses it wrong. Like Max understands the teen slang, but won't use it because they're better than that. And then Crash is the only one who's like, yeah, no cap. Yeah. Fantastic. So you all, I will say, you all are about 5 minutes away when you get a text, a group message to your support group. It is from your sponsor, your pack leader, John Chastel. I will give a high roll to anybody who can tell me what that is a reference to, who has informed you all that he will unfortunately not be making it to the murder mystery party, as he forgot that his kids had a soccer game and he really needs to be there for that. So you all understand, just go there, be on your best behavior. Yeah, be good, or else.
Just text back from the roof of the van. Do we still have to go then, or
The most unsafe thing. Not even like texting and driving is unsafe, but texting and van surfing, the most unsafe thing. I can't wait to see those mad commercials.
Did he just tell us to be good? Like we're some sort of pet or something?
of course.
I mean, honestly,
Worse, like we're children.
Do you think this is a ploy and that he's gonna be the one dead at the murder mystery?
I mean, it feels suspicious to me, but
That'd be pretty cool.
I don't
though.
understand the logic in that. Why would he be the dead one?
Yeah, and then who's going to his kid's soccer game then?
Do any of you actually know his children?
I'm not from around here. I don't know. I didn't know he had kids.
Yeah, if you're below high
He's
school
brought his
age,
pups
I'll
around
never.
before. They're younger. Their names are like Charles or Chip or, you know,
Charles
like
Jr.
Jackie
Oh.
or, yeah, I don't know, maybe Jenny. In actuality, his children's names are Sasha and Greg, but you know.
Americans, okay, American names, they do sound suitably a middle class American. I have no idea. I guess if our dear exalted leader has put this test to us, because we are, and I hate to admit this, very, very green at any of this. So let's just go there, enjoy ourselves, but not too much, and we should be okay. I will say, if any of you try and make this into an after party situation, I will make you give my PhD proposal. I have to prepare for it. We are not going to stay beyond a certain time. I refuse. I categorically
Nerd.
refuse. What do you think I was? I'm sorry. What do you think I was doing? Do you think that being a werewolf is a paying position? No. I need to do
What?
things.
Sorry, I've got headphones in. What?
It's about this moment that Chet, can see that you have pulled up to the manor that you are meeting at, Talbot Manor. Chet, do you come to a slow stop? I can't imagine the answer is yes.
Well,
but
I
leave that
lower
to
my
you.
window and it's like one of the roll down windows. I'm gonna pat the roof and I'll be like, all right, Crash, superhero landing. Let's go. And I'm going to swerve the van into the parking lot.
Fantastic.
Fly off.
Okay, well, hey, this is a great time for two rolls, especially since Graeme at least has two high rolls to utilize, and Danny, you at least have one. So
Alright.
I will need rolls to park the. If this is like a parallel, like swerving a minivan into a parallel parking situation, I will need a roll for that, and I will need a roll for Danny for Crash to survive.
Is there like a street light or anything outside of this
Sure,
mansion?
absolutely,
Alright,
yeah.
could you say that I could try to dunk on the street light? as
I
we
would
fly
say
out?
that you could dunk on the street light. Sure, go ahead and use
Incredible.
that basketball skill.
Oh yeah. All right. I have my roll.
Okay, what is your roll?
So, are we going high? What, or is a spread? Or
You can use a high. There'll
Okay,
be a
okay,
spread
okay.
unless you want to use either
that
of
is
your high
a
rolls.
4 and a 5.
Okay, so that is a failure.
9.
I will tell you what, I will invoke a flaw if I can also invoke a low roll in the future. So I will let your flaw give you one reroll.
Sure.
Okay. So, Chet, only you see as the mangled ghostly companion of your former frat bro stands and actually is like guiding you in like an airplane and gives like a little hip bump that you know that he used to do to the pong table, like whenever somebody was actually going to like sink a sick dunk, he would just like bump it with his hip a little bit, and he's able to do that from the astral plane to your van to get you into place. So if you want to do another roll, give me another spread roll.
All right.
Actually, this will be a high roll since we're invoking the flaw. So give me a high roll, take the two highest.
Okay, that is 6 and a 4.
Okay, that is a success. Okay, so your ghostly companion is now haunting you sufficiently. Only you can see them, but has helped you park, and you can see the ghostly companion of Brett Woods stands outside your car and just does the shocker symbol, and is just like sticks his tongue out. He's like, "Yeah, terrible driving, bud."
You see like a far off gaze from Chet. Just you always love her.
Crash, what was your roll?
I got 2 5s, so
a 10. Okay, so describe how you sink this sick landing.
Oh yeah, I mean it's definitely like, instead of, you'd think he'd fly straight forward, but for some reason physics, he flies straight upwards when it breaks, so he can dunk on the top of the street light and does like a just slams it, bends the street light a bit so it shakes like a rim, and he just gently falls to the ground, but still does the cool superhero pose when he hits the ground.
For sure, absolutely, yeah. Maybe Michael J. Fox is the one that originated the superhero pose. No one really knows.
Who knows?
Fantastic. The manor, Talbot Manor, stands before you. Just a picturesque piece of local architecture, a historical society marker. This large 2-story manor just sprawls out in front of you with this iron gate that is open to you all. Would you all like to go inside? Or is there anything you'd like to do? Would you just want to pee on the bushes before we go in? I have to ask.
I'm good, but this place is clearly haunted, right? We're all in agreement on this.
Oh yeah, I mean everywhere I go is haunted, but like yeah.
It does seem very in theme to Edgar Allan Poe. I would definitely say that. And by the way, Akela has a small notepad. Sorry, not a notepad, on their phone. The minute he says that, he immediately starts scrolling down. He immediately starts furiously typing on his phone, on his notes app, PhD proposal ideas.
Wonderful. Perfect.
Who's Edgar Allan?
Old gothic
Raven
author.
dude?
Yeah, he's the Raven dude.
Like it's in like a bird?
Like
Reader? I will send you the stories. They're very good. It's some gothic stories. I mean, I know we're all technically, characters at this point. Like, I mean, we're practically already horror. You know what? I'm not even going to think like that because that is very discouraging. I will send you the stories later. They're very interesting. Anyway, and Akela takes out is walking, by the way, with a cane.
Mm-hmm.
It is again a very sleek black cane with a wolf head on top, and it looks very clean and very cleaned to like shiny, but in fact is actually quite cheap.
Fantastic. Yeah, Chandra, you're not sure if like Eddie Allen is maybe married to your like second aunt Edna or something, like twice removed, like down in Rubaton. You know, you're not. It sounds familiar, but you're pretty sure he didn't write about birds.
Nah.
Yeah.
But you know, if Akela wants to send me a story, I'll probably read it. Maybe. If it's short.
Oh, he wrote more or less exclusively short stories. I
good.
could send some. Yeah, there's one with a beating heart under the floor. There's one about a creepy raven. There's one about like and then he stops, remembers the mask of the Red Death, and then just shuts up. Never mind, let's just go in.
How's Max looking? I know they don't really like car rides.
Yeah, they're just trying to keep it cool. Just kind of swooping their hair to the side and being like, oh, look at this, like cheap, like Halloween vibes, super lame.
I feel like all of you
Gotcha.
have a different movie filter on all of you. Like Crash absolutely has like the 80s,
Oh,
just
yeah.
bright ass movie filter. Like there's that blue filter around Max. Like it's almost the Twilight filter,
Oh.
but like a little bit brighter. Like, oh, this is a Hollywood sad. This is like Pacific Northwest sad.
That
It's just not
Hollywood
as wet.
angst.
Yeah, Hollywood eggs, exactly.
I'm gonna hand you know those little gas station bags of like pretzels you can get? I'm just gonna hand them back to Max from like the dash and just be like, yeah, you know, I got you.
What are these for? Just kind of hold them.
Brain food, I think.
I have a great brain.
I know, which is why you need food.
I took my junior year twice, so super smart.
Wow, I didn't know that you could do that.
Mother Mary, save me right now.
I take a photo of the mansion. I send it to the whole basketball team and Max. Say, party here this weekend? Question mark.
You get back the worst emojis imaginable. Fantastic. So moving into the manor, you walk through these double doors that are unlocked to you. There's a little paper sign that has been taped that says murder mystery party, and then it points to the left door to open. And walking inside, you all would find a rather open hallway. There's kind of a little like a vestibule area where you can hang any jackets you might have. It's pretty temperate, but I'll leave that to you. Walking into the main hall, you can see that there is a podium set up in addition to 10 other people in total. There is one person who is standing behind the podium and 9 other people kind of all gathered around. You can see that they are dressed pretty normally. There's not like costumes, but all of them are wearing name tags. The little like, hello, my name is. And as you look closer, they don't actually list names. They are listing more like titles. You'll see that there is somebody who's wearing one that says gardener, chef, butler, jealous son of the deceased, jealous daughter of the deceased, different titles like that. And there is a gentleman, probably in, his early 60s, I would say. Elbow patches, wearing a blazer. Underneath the blazer, a sweater. Underneath that, another sweater. Then a tie. Then a button-up shirt. There's a lot of layers to this gentleman. Literally, not figuratively. And he looks to you and says, I see our guests have finally arrived. Fantastic. Our investigators are here. Welcome. Please come join everyone. Now that everyone has arrived, he gestures to a gentleman who was by the door, who twists a key in the lock and locks it, pockets the key. We are all sufficiently locked in many ways, in fact. Welcome to Talbot Manor. I am Larry Talbot. I am the last of the Talbot line who, well, I don't really own this place anymore because it's owned by the Historical Society, but my grandfather thought it was a good idea to sell it, so I don't live here. It's fine. I will be your deceased for the day, and you all get to investigate who did the dastardly deed. Ooh, well, actually, that is just our new folks over here. I don't remember what group you're from, but he's addressing your group. I can't remember. But the suspects will be amongst our 2 other groups here, the alien abductees, Anonymous, and reincarnated famous people, Anonymous, who will both meet at your local YMCA as well. You will have to interview them, look around the manor for clues, and solve who killed me. So that's the deal. I'm gonna go lay down for a few hours, which is to say I'm going to go curl up like a dead body in one of the rooms. So, yeah, all right. Also, we need to be out of here by 3, because the actually like legit support groups have this rented out this evening. This is a popular place for murder mysteries this month. So, be quick. All right, that's all I'm saying.
Can I also be a dead body?
No. So you're an investigator, and he actually walks up to each of you and has little hello, my name is, and it just says investigator, and just like slaps them all like on your collar, but like way too high for a hello, my name is thing, but also like in the safe zone for a 60-year-old man to touch somebody significantly younger than him. And he goes, all right, mingle here, and I will, when the clock chimes noon, you can come find me and figure out who done it.
Are there
Questions? Snacks. Yeah, there's a table over there with coffee and saltines. It's a Y support group. What do you expect? The creamer is powder.
I'm starving. Dang.
Do you
I
have a
wish I-
fundraiser by any chance that you
You
would
can
like
always donate to the local
contributions to?
historical society. Absolutely.
No, I meant to you specifically.
Oh, me? Yes, I have a PayPal that you can. It's PayPal / dead old guy. I do
That's
this a
fire.
lot.
I was gonna say.
I claimed that username quick.
I mean, if you
I
found your
see.
niche, go for
Right.
it.
I mean, yeah. I have the unique ability to lie completely still, almost to the point where I'm not breathing for hours at a time. Used to terrify my mother.
Jealous.
Pretty cool,
What was your name before you were an old guy? Were you just dead guy, or were you always dead old guy? Like even when you were
Oh
young,
no,
were you
I came into this. I always assumed I was going to inherit my fortune before grandfather decided to be altruistic, philanthropic.
It's like future old guy.
Yeah, I guess we're all future old guys when you think about it. Anyway, toodles.
That's real deep.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna-
Akela's going to go up to Jessie, who's obviously like brooding and stuff, and is like, Jessie, I fully understand your reluctance and your inclinations, but think about this. We're all investigators and we're all supposed to be here anyway. It is a way for us to test our self-control. But if you want to play to yourself, you could play yourself as a tortured 1920s Maltese Falcon style PI. I mean, it could be a very therapeutic exercise.
I mean, I already figured it out, so
You did?
You did?
Well, this will be over quick then. What did you figure out?
I'm not telling you.
Was it the old guy?
Are we all competing? I'm confused. At what point did this become a competition?
Do we all have to be named investigators?
Yeah, it doesn't seem. Everyone else got to be like an individual, and we just all have to be investigator.
Well, it's because
Does anyone have a pen?
Oh, yeah, that's
No.
a good point. I think we should all name ourselves like either. I don't think we should use our real names. We shouldn't use our real names here, should we?
No, I want to be Gorgalug, the Dark Destroyer of all.
That's not going to fit on the sticker, bud.
What if I write really small?
I have seen your writing. Your small is a pig's foot.
I want to see him do it.
The ghost of Brett Woods leans over your shoulder and goes, I always knew you were into LARP, you massive nerd.
Whatever, Brett. Fiction
getting this-
is not.
She get into steampunk. She get into steampunk. All those like, goggles and cogs and shits.
Oh, you're always like this, Brett. You're always like this. Oh,
You all see Chet yelling at nothing.
smooth bread.
Graham.
It's gonna step
Bread.
away.
Graham.
Did Chandra bring the weights? I have to ask.
Yes,
Okay.
of course.
All right. Just still pumping.
Casually
Okay.
curling. It's fine.
Okay.
And
Just
sometimes
Okay.
put a
there's
weapon
like
right
a
there.
there's the stretch
Okay.
back in the triceps. Yep.
Okay, I'm just going to reach a consensus from everyone here. Agreement. We'll get everyone to agree on one thing.
Uh-huh.
Everybody put down a fake name, alias, of whatever you want. Graham, put something. Sorry, Chet. I sorry, Chet. Chet, please put down the letters of something destroyer or whatever the name you came up with. Whatever. That's on you. Everyone else, put down whatever alias you can think of on the thing. Do not use your real names. I think that would be best. And you know what? Let's go for it. And Jessie, good luck on figuring everything. Actually, I commend you on you to. You know what? To hell with it. Whatever. I don't care. Let's just move on. Let's just finish this.
I like
So you all
your
have-
take
Go ahead,
charge
Melanie.
attitude, Akela.
John
so you'll
has
have a
been
little time to chat
into it.
with the other folks here if you would like.
Mhm. How many people are in each of the other groups? Like just
So-
basing.
9 in total, but
No.
they're cliquish, in a way a lot of support groups tended to be. So you can see that there are 4 in the alien abductees anonymous groups, and there are 5 in the reincarnated famous people group.
Do any of them look like famous people?
You can see that there's a couple of them who are like have an affectation to them,
Trying
like
to
that
dress like their people.
kind of, yeah, like maybe not even dress because that's a bit too on the nose, but like you can tell there's at least one person who's going for an Abraham Lincoln that does not have the facial hair in their genetic structure. There's one woman with this very dark hair, bangs straight across, kind of like a bob sort of deal, that you're getting like an Egyptianish vibe off of. Whitest woman imaginable though. And then there's the other ones you're not really sure about. There's a very tall person among them, not the person trying to do a Lincoln though. And then you do see that there's a guy who is kind of arguing between himself a little bit. He's kind of like talking to himself and then talking back a little bit.
Who is okay, I've got to ask this question. It's going to sound, I've got to call myself out, also my character. Who is the hottest looking lesbian in this crowd right now?
Valid question.
It's Chandra, really, but that's
Yeah,
fair.
well, yeah. Chandra, who's given Joe Manganiello run for his money. I'm going to say that it's probably one of the alien abductees. There is a younger, conventionally attractive looking woman who kind of has set herself aside from everyone else and is just puffing on a vape. Not necessarily the most attractive thing, but also there's not a lot of conventionally attractive people here. I'm going to announce. So
We're the hot ones.
yeah, I think objectively
Werewolf
it's the
power.
werewolves. Go figure.
Okay, so Akela, look, if he has to be here, he might as well get some, no pun intended, tail out of this scenario, because as a lot of people will know, the academia lot are still horny as fuck. So he's beelining and going to try and chat this person up.
So you see that she has a name tag that says "Jealous Daughter of the Deceased," and as you walk over, she like gives you the up and down. She goes, "Hi, can I help you?"
Sorry.
Nice to meet you. Are you also? Oh, jealous daughter of the deceased. That is going to be a true acting opportunity for you. I'm sure you must be looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, probably. Sure, it's probably like a red herring or whatever. I don't know. I'm Tiffany. Yeah,
I'm
we're one of the investigators. That's cute.
I'm Samuel.
Oh, Samuel. Okay. Hi. What's your whole deal? I was abducted by aliens once. A number of times, actually. They were really cute.
Oh, I'm a werewolf.
Oh, that's quirky. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
was
yeah, mental health awareness. Sure. Yeah.
yeah. I was just kind of. There was a massive party at one of my parents' daughter's friends group, which kind of descended into a little bit of a more intimate party than I'm usually used to. But it was my first time, my first experience, and I woke up the next morning wanting to howl at the moon and having a lot of fur on my face. That even though I am, in fact, Indian, it's way more than I am usually used to.
Yeah, no, you got to use protection. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I also had an orgy situation, but they were with the Nord aliens, which are the really tall blonde Viking looking ones, and they
Mm.
said that I was a credit to the human species and that they weren't going to blow up the planet. So you're welcome for that.
This the Nordic blonde tall ones were okay, all right.
Yeah, it's a
Didn't
subspecies of alien called the Nords. There's a bunch of them. If you, I don't know, you seem smart. You should read a book about it or something. Chariots of the Gods, super good.
okay, all right. Personally, trying to understand why aliens would suddenly be subscribing to the incredibly false and racist concept of credit to, and using the very loaded statement of credit to their species. But I guess they may have met a few unique individuals, tiring
Yeah,
individuals at some
they met the
point.
conservative aliens for sure. Yeah.
Huh?
If Max is hearing any of this, they're like, that person's cool. We'll take note to talk to them later.
Yeah, Max, you would also overhear that there's two other guys. The gardener and the chef are kind of going back and forth about the different types of aliens. And then one of them is kind of like set aside a little bit and is just like going through the saltines and like picking up each packet and shaking it, even though they are clear plastic, trying to find one that I don't like. You can't tell what he's necessarily doing. And then, yeah, you definitely see that there are a couple of the reincarnated people. One of the Lincolns seems to be having a heated discussion with another gentleman. And then, yeah, there's, again, one of the gentlemen is also kind of arguing back with himself from the reincarnated people.
But you said one of the Lincolns, so does that imply there's more than one Lincoln here?
I'll give this. The Lincolns are arguing with each other. They're doing a quote battle. There's one Lincoln who is very short, one Lincoln who is of average height and can't grow the beard, and they are going just back and forth and doing like let's see, get on my face ad. I need Lincoln quotes.
But the short one can grow a beard.
The short one has has way too long of like a wizard beard, and it's like he didn't get the chin thing going. So he's like, no man has good enough memory to be a successful liar. And the other one's like, well, you cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. And it's just back and forth. They're doing a Gettysburg Address battle right now, where they're both like in unison going, 4 score.
They remind me too much of being in school, so I will be going as far away from the Lincolns as possible.
Fair.
Yeah, Crash is definitely following Chandra because just like watching Chandra lift weights. And as like instead of Inspector Crash is written Inspector Crush on his name tag.
Nice. Okay.
Chandra definitely has just written Chandra.
Gonna go up to the Lincolns and just be like, guy with the kite, right?
And they just look at you. Oh no, young citizen. In fact, that was Benjamin Franklin, one of whom we do not have amongst our number. I am one of them says, my name is Mike. I am a reincarnation of our greatest 16th president, Abraham Lincoln.
George Washington. No.
That was our first, in fact. And then Greg I should note, Mike has butler as his name tag. Greg has driver. So the butler and driver are both Lincolns. I just thought about how funny it is that the driver is the Lincoln because it's also a car. Anyway, Matthew
That's
McConaughey.
good.
Didn't do that on purpose. Greg actually looks at you and goes, in fact, I am the reincarnated version of our greatest 16th president of these here United States, one who reformed our union, the one who unfortunately lost his life in a tragic theater incident. I am Abraham Lincoln. And Mike looks and goes, I swear to God, Greg, I will kill you. I will kill you with an axe. It will be historically accurate. I do not tell a lie. And Mike looks at him and goes, that was Washington, you idiot.
Anyway. Y'all seem like you have some issues. You want a pretzel?
It's the bullet brain damage, in fact. But we will be in character here shortly. Once the clock does strike the highest point of the sun in the sky. I'm being okay.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be in character too. I'm Detective Batman, and I've crossed out Inspector and wrote Detective Batman.
Like, I see. A flying rodent of the night. All right. Well.
Yep. Yeah, I guess they didn't have Batman back then.
Great detective skills be upon you, man of bats.
That's why you died, because Batman wasn't there to save you.
That's upsetting to think about.
Take a pretzel, bye.
Oh, all right. Ooh, a pretzel. Yes, the Germans, of course, are important in Civil War. Anyway. All right.
So
anybody approaching anybody else?
Yeah, so I realized that Chet probably does not know how to spell Glorgalug, the Dark Destroyer of all, and has instead wrote Detective Chet with 2 T's.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Anonymous.
Anonymous. What is Saltine Boy's deal?
So you approach Saltine Boy, who is wearing the name tag that says jealous son of the deceased. It's got a really big what do I say? Like I literally just had his name in my head. Willem Dafoe vibe to him. And he's going through all the crackers and he's picking them up and he goes, no, not these. No, not these either. Oh, hi there, young man.
Hi. What something wrong with the crackers?
I'm looking for a pack that's...
Is that how they killed the old man?
No, I don't believe we've started yet. I'm looking for a pack that's perfectly intact. I need no crumbs. Crumbs are how Bigfoot found me last time.
Can you tell me the story? Is it secret? Does the government
know? I was walking along with a pack of saltines and I dropped some crumbs behind me. And then a Sasquatch abducted me into the mountains.
How'd you get back?
I walked. I didn't realize this voice would be hell in my throat. Might have to adjust this one. Anyway, my name's Dave, and he puts out a hand for you.
I'm Detective Chet. Esquire. How do you spell
lawyer. I see.
Yeah, went for a law degree after I tried every other degree.
I always liked 98 degrees. Thought they were better than NSYNC.
That's fire.
Nick Lachey's a sea monster. Did you know that?
I didn't.
It's all a code when what's her name was talking about how tunas fish in the sea. It was a code.
Did you know that every saltine has approximately 14 grains of salt?
That has to mean something. Hold on, I'm going to do word math. And he pulls out his phone and starts doing the QAnon-esque, this many letters, this many saltine salts. Yep, it means 9/11.
I looked at Max like, did you know this?
Checks out.
Wow. I need to sit down and maybe think about this. We probably shouldn't speak together just in case people are watching. In fact, maybe we really shouldn't speak.
Puts a hand on your shoulder and looks you like way too close in the eyes, and he goes, I agree. But I'll send you messages. The secret way. You're not
Finger
100% if
guns
this
and
actually is
walks
Willem Dafoe or not at this
backwards.
point.
Just is him.
Like this might just be Willem Dafoe doing a role. You're not sure.
Wow, they really splashed out. They got
Yeah,
Willem Dafoe in
I'm
here.
glad his career is doing really well.
Like he's doing this shit for free. I mean, this is him just investigating a role. He's Dave the Bigfoot victim. Something of a scientist myself. Anyway, enough Spider-Man quotes. Anything else you all wanted to do before the clock strikes 12?
Akela, in order to kind of, get on the same vibe as the alien abductee person, is going to open their cane open the head of the cane, and is going to take out a blunt and is going to light it, and is now currently smoking with the other person, because honestly that's the only way they need the calm, and they've just been they just got reminded of the PhD proposal deadline, and they are incredibly stressed. They're stressed again. So he is currently smoking with the alien abductee.
Fantastic. Yes, please.
I do feel like I should at least talk. So I think Chandra would try and approach the Cleopatra looking one.
Indeed. Yes. Ex-wife is on her name tag.
Ex-wife, great.
Yes. Yes. I will also note that you're close enough. You would note that the gentleman was talking to himself. Bald man, basically like George from Seinfeld with a goatee, has the name Mistress on his, and you kind of get the idea that they had too many femme roles and not enough femme people.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, hi there. I thought as I'm curling, just because it's now at this point a fidget.
Mm-hmm.
Hi there. I noticed you from across the room, and I thought I liked the bangs, the hairstyle, very nice. What's your name?
Hello, my name is Susan. Very aquiline features, and like almost like accidentally, like unconsciously, the way that like Peggy Carter touched Steve Rogers after he came out of the machine, just like touches your arm a little bit, just like the little lightest little middle finger touch. What's your name?
Oh, I'm Chandra Gavru. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
So
I am the reincarnation of the great Majesty Cleopatra. It is I'm sure it's an honor to meet me.
I'm sure it would be if I knew who that was.
Queen of the Nile, the most beloved by Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. I died from some snakes. I'm both of Greek, Macedonian, and Egyptian heritage, one of the greatest rulers of the greater Mediterranean.
That sounds very impressive.
Public schooling.
And so you're the ex-wife?
Yes, apparently, yes. I have not opened my index card to determine whether I have done it or not, so I can't inform you one way or another as of yet.
All right. Because I was going to ask, like, if you had feelings about being the ex-wife and stuff, but if you don't, that's fine. I'm an investigator.
I see. I didn't know crocodiles could do that, but that's interesting.
I didn't know that either. Now that I didn't make that connection actually, because when I think of, until I said it out loud, yeah. I didn't, have you ever seen a gator? They're like, the brains are very small. That's very big noses, small heads. Do they have gators in the Nile?
No, I believe we have crocodiles. I didn't know there was a difference. I just know that that's why they drink the sports drink, to make them stronger. It aids them, as I understand it.
You are so full of information. This is something that I did not know about. You said crocodiles drink the sports drink?
As I understand, I'm very knowledgeable about who I was, but you have to understand, education back in ancient Egypt was not as extensive as it is today, and I don't do internet. So because it causes me to have a disconnection with my previous selves. I was also Marie Antoinette. Just fun fact.
That I'm sure would be very impressive if I knew who that was too.
I was the Neanderthal who discovered fire.
Oh, fire's good. I like fire. I mean,
we didn't have names back then, but yes.
How did you communicate then with other people? Did you just hey, you over there? Is that how that works?
We threw a lot of rocks.
Oh, sure. I
The
mean,
size
that's
of the
being
rock,
around my cousins, really, just
Right,
throwing rocks
yeah.
at each other. Sure.
The
some
type
things
of
just
rock
never-
could say a lot, You throw some granite, it means we have beef. You throw some limestone, though. Bit of an amorous connection.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you are just so full of information. I like you quite a lot.
Thank you. I don't see how you couldn't. Oops, there.
All right. Well, I should probably get back to the other investigators to see gators, to see if they've acquired any information. But I like you. I don't think you did it. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Okay. Best of luck.
All right. Are there any teens here?
No.
Then I think Inspector Crush was just kind of listening to this entire conversation, and then they'll go over to the guy talking to himself and be like, "Hey, just so you know, we're about to start pretending, and you're acting mad sus."
I'm really sorry. I have everybody else here in this support group is so lucky that they just have one person that they're reincarnated from. I'm reincarnated from two people that hate each other. I've got both Hamilton and Burr talking in this brain. And you know what? The musical? Not accurate. I don't like it.
I heard it was super accurate. Am I wrong?
Yes, you are wrong. You are very wrong. They did not rap a little bit.
Well,
no Hispanics.
That's so boring.
It really was.
Well,
and I've seen the musical a lot. It's good, but every time I see it, I've got these two old white guys just arguing in my head about how the speed pattern of Lafayette was inaccurate to his actual dispensations for collecting dirt from all of his battlefields. I say it's a reference to Busta Rhymes. They go, "Who's that?"
Yeah, they should, after watching it 6 times, they should know who Busta Rhymes is.
You would think that the treasurer, the first treasurer of these United States, would appreciate Busta, who was, throwing dollars around, his face on them, but no.
I mean, yeah, I wasn't really good at U.S. history, but I did. I did.
You know what's like having Burr in here, that old lady pervert, just strutting around? No, not great.
Yeah, that doesn't sound great. And you're the mistress? Oof.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I guess Burr and Hamilton would really know a lot about mistresses, so I think you're good there.
We all agree with you on that.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go. I heard there's a billiards room. And just leaves, just turns and walks right away from this person.
You're
Didn't get his
you're
name.
not certain, but you're almost sure that he's doing like 10 dual commandments.
Yeah.
All right. It is about this point that the grandfather clock at the head of the hallway does strike 12, and you would watch as everybody else, apart from yourselves, pulls out from their pockets a small note card. And you can't see really what's on the note card, but they take a look at it, they read it, they crumple it up, and they throw them into the nearby fireplace. And everybody then disperses to all these different rooms, and you now have Talbot Manor to explore, discover. So this is what you will need to do if you want to solve this murder. Not that you need to solve this murder, because that's not what this game is about. But you will need to find the murder victim. You will need to find the correct murderer, the correct murder weapon, the correct murder location, and the correct motivation. So you have 5 key points here.
Victim,
I'm sorry.
murder, weapon.
Yes, 5.
What else?
5 key points. Murderer, murder victim. First of all, no body, no crime. Then find the murderer, the murder weapon, location, and motivation for the murder.
I just want to say, if this was me in real life, the second my card got burned up, I would forget what it said on it.
That's fair. Yeah.
I was about to say,
The most
have any of the
unrealistic part
cards
about this
not
werewolf
finished
game.
burning?
Just forget.
These are all just like index cards. I don't think that any of them would. Well, you know what? Actually, if you want to go diving into the fireplace after any of these cards, we can call this a roll.
You know what? Yes. I will. I'd love to use my chat high roll or whatever it is.
Go for it.
That's 3 6s.
Yeah. So you got a 12. That is a success. I will say you were able to fish out 2 pieces of paper that are slightly charred. You can't tell what exactly, like who exactly they were for. Like you get the bottom right hand corner of one. So like where probably the name of the person would be in the top left. You can see that. Let's see. One of them does say murderer. And it's like circled in the bottom right hand corner. You did get the card for the murderer. The other one says not the murderer. And on the murderer one, you would see that boy, I'm actually, I have to think about all the clues now because I don't even know who did it. I have rolled for it. So you would see that they are trying to blame the jealous daughter of the deceased. That Tiffany was right. She actually is going to be a red herring. And you can see that they hid the murder weapon in one of 3 rooms. They basically gave them the option. So they hid the murder weapon either in the kitchen, the conservatory, or the billiard room. The not murderer one, also lists that they are, weirdly enough, you just get the word hunter. And like in parentheses, you have the word silver watch.
Does that evoke fear?
I leave that to you.
That there is silver here?
Yeah, there's silver lots of places. You're also in a manor. There's silver all over the place. So it might be at the point where, you know, I leave it to you whether if it's in werewolf form or not werewolf form, but, you know, silver ain't great one way or another. It's not like they have bouquets of wolfsbane around or anything either, but...
All right, so it was in the kitchen, the observatory, and what was the last one?
The billiard room.
Billiard, okay. So I will hold up the 2 cards and go, evidence. There's a murderer.
We knew there was a
Good
murderer,
job.
right? We did that. That's a whole
Chat.
one of us being right here.
Also, murder weapons in either 3 rooms or one of 3 rooms.
That does narrow something down.
Like they
I-
cut up the murder weapon and put it in 3 separate locations?
I don't know, but they're trying to blame the daughter? Whoever was... Oh, I didn't meet them. I just saw you talking to them. It was Kayla that was talking to them, correct?
Yeah, I will say, like, you all can have the list. So we have the jealous son of the deceased. We can refer to them by their title, as opposed to, like, this is why I also didn't give them a character name, and then also a title, because that's a lot for you all to have. So we have the jealous son of the deceased, the jealous daughter of the deceased, the gardener, the chef, the butler, the driver, the mistress, the maid, who you all did not meet, and the ex-wife.
So they're like trying to blame the jealous daughter.
Okay.
The title of jealous, I mean, the title does say jealous daughter, so like it's clearly supposed to be, look at her, it might be a thing. By the way, Akela is currently a lot chiller and is just kind of is just kind of vibing at this point. Also, Akela is going to like gesture to Chandra, just like, pointing at his cane head, which Chandra will know because she's the only one he's shown it to, that he does have a couple of blunts in there. So he asked, like, you want?
Yeah.
And he kind of just gives her one, lights it for her with his posh little lighter.
Oh, thank you kindly. Now, though, as that'll help. Sometimes I feel like my mind races so much. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it does, and this helps a lot. Will help me maybe focus. I don't know. Probably not. It doesn't actually do that. Like at all. But Chandra's fine.
I'm
wait,
with
who
you.
Who is they though? Like, who is trying to set up this jealous daughter?
The murderer?
We don't know actually. You don't have that
no.
information. Oh, okay.
So who wants to hold on to the evidence? Should it be Detective Batman or Crush?
I'll do it.
I'm going to trust.
I want that sentence tattooed on my body.
I would trust Detective Batman because, well,
Crush raised his hand, though.
Yeah, it seemed like Crush wanted to do it.
Crush is crushed.
Crush gets the index cards that are half burnt.
Crush. I'm going to
Always
be very
the Crush,
clear.
never the Batman.
Crush, I'm going to be very
Always all the
clear
time.
on this.
Yeah.
I'm very happy right now. I'm okay. I'm saying this in the calmest way that I possibly can.
Bet.
I do not want a repeat of the forest incident. Okay? I cannot be that hungry again.
Well, I mean, first off, you put me in the woods. Mistake number 1. We're in the city. It's much better. This is my... Here, I got a plan. We got this. I'm gonna sniff the air like a werewolf to try to find the old man.
Oh yeah, we have
Okay.
to find the body first, right? That's the thing. I'm gonna
Okay.
also like grab a sleeve of the saltines and just stick it in my hoodie pocket because I'm. Well,
Oh,
I
yeah,
have like one of
Akela's-
those. I have one of those like it's a shirt. It's one of the where the sleeves are ripped off hoodies, but still has the hoodie pocket situation.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at
Akela's
this.
already on his second pack of saltines at this point and is
Right.
just
We're a really dry crew.
Coughing.
All right.
Should we just grab the whole, like, carrying case of saltines and just carry it with us?
I think sniffing the air for the old man is when Crush realizes, oh, you guys are ripped.
So, Crash, because you're literally using a werewolf power, I'm going to say that this is going to be a low roll.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That is a 6 total.
A 6 total, so that is a failure.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like me to roll, or would you like you to roll on the failure table? Go for it. Okay, just 1d6.
I got a 3.
Crash, you sniff butts. It is the sniff butts. You sniff butts whenever you greet people now. So I leave that to you.
I mean,
how that works.
That is how I find the old man.
And horrible. And since we have there's a wolf howl for every time you get a flaw.
Nice.
Great. Sniffing into the air in search of the murdered butt.
Very distinct.
Yes, no, he's a really good actor. He went the full mile. I'm not going to describe what happens to a person because I think we all know, but okay. You would find him in the study, which is your first door on the right if we are looking at the map, and the ballrooms at the north. Clue map. The study would be the first door on the right.
Just throws the door open. Slams it against the wall. The murderer! I know, the murderer!
You would open the door to find that Larry Talbot has slumped himself over one of the lounge chairs over the back of it, and is being surprisingly still.
Does he continue to be still when I put my nose into his butt? Or
he's a professional. He is a professional, consummate professional. You think this is the first time Larry Talbot's had a nose up his butt? You don't know nothing about working.
Akela's going to tap Crash on his head and be like, Crash, control yourself. Remember what John said. Humans don't do this.
Well, I mean, my dad does this all the time. Oh, he's a werewolf too. That's right. Sorry.
Crash, come on. Like, just kind of literally with his stick. He's not going to touch him while he's sniffing other people's butts. Literally using his stick to kind of like the way you kind of like shoo him away. And he's going to start poking the dead body to see if there are any marks or something. And he's going. Okay, this is fake, so this is technically what would be the point of trying to sniff out blood. But yeah, he's essentially going to be trying and seeing if there are any pretend injuries or anything on the body to check out.
Go ahead and give me a roll for that.
Okay, 2d6s, right?
3. So this will be a spread, so you'll take the highest and the lowest of 3.
Okay. Highest, 6 and a 3.
6, that's a 9. That is a success. Fantastic. So, rifling through the many layers of pockets on Larry Talbot, you begin to find index cards that list different things. So you find an index card that lists neck wound, rope ? Another one that says knife wound, and another one that says strange clutch of fur. And those are the 3 index cards that you find on Larry Talbot.
Akela is going to hand out the neck wound to Chandra, and the other. He's going to keep the fur thing, and he's going to give out the third one, who's the thing I have forgotten, to Max.
Okay, so we have essentially a rope wound. If we're talking clue weapons, this would be the noose. We have a knife wound, and we have a strange clutch of fur. Essentially, if we were imagining this, he would have a patch of fur that he's clutched in his rigor hands.
Akela's going to sniff the tuft of fur and try and detect if just essentially going to examine it and see what it's from, what
it's just a note card that says that. There is no actual fur. This is very low budget. So there are just note cards that say this. Like I said,
Okay.
they didn't afford costumes. They just got name tags and note cards. That's how cheap this thing is. I cannot express to you how much this is the crappiest murder mystery party that any of you will ever go to.
Okay, by the Akela, even though he is currently 1.5 blunts in, he is just like, really? Just a note card? Couldn't even, like, a party city weight costs barely like $20, but okay, I guess. And just kind of, and it's like, okay, a tuft of hair. So that means self-defense, like maybe he was like plucked out a bunch of hair while struggling.
Really big dog.
A human too. It could be a very hairy human. We don't know.
Did
Or
we
are they-
notice anybody with a hair? I mean, like one of them being a particularly hairy human.
One of
other than us.
Benjamin Franklin's.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. I guess that one did have some. Yeah.
write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Okay. Okay.
Does it
Okay,
say tuft of hair or tuft of fur?
This is fur.
Fur.
Oh. Oh no! Wait. Fur. Wait.
That's different.
Giant dog.
Is it one of us? Are we?
I don't.
But they don't know.
No, we're investigators.
Are
Did
we
we
the
murder
baddies?
them?
I mean, investigator could also be the murderer. Who knows? This might be.
It's the perfect crime.
I mean, the budget is abysmal, but who knows? Maybe the twist is something ingenious. That it's the PI who did it. It's the investigator who did it. Who knows?
Wait, don't you think we would know if we did it?
Yeah,
like,
we
we'd
would
get
have
a
got one of
card or
those little
something?
note cards.
Yeah.
Well, but sometimes we don't remember when we may or may not murder someone.
Chet, I was there. I'm the one who helped you clean up. I will remind you every day until you die.
That, I'm
So
sure
will
they
John.
lived.
So will John. No, John and I are the one who cleaned up, and trust me, I hate putting my hands in other people's intestines.
The
I
ghost
need
of
another
Brett
plan.
Woods is in the
Batman
corner.
Think what?
The ghost of Brett Woods is in the corner just doing the John Cena "you can't see me" thing because all of his references are from 10 years ago.
Detective Batman, Detective Chandra,
Justice.
Crush.
Well, I mean, I figured that this kind of reminds me of like those like escape rooms that sometimes my friends do. I'm never a lot of help, but I can like I was usually the one that like would help people get to the higher places or like pick up the furniture to check underneath and stuff. I could do that in here because like maybe there's some clues in this room
Do we?
that we're missing.
We need to smash stuff. I saw this on YouTube.
Right. Oh, I was just thinking about like
Son-
lifting up some furniture and stuff and looking underneath.
Chet, go sit there. Chandra, that's a fantastic idea. Let's search this room thoroughly. Look under chairs and everything. Chet,
I'm gonna find a chair.
good. Please don't
like
smash things.
I like start flipping like any chairs or couches over to look underneath.
Fantastic.
Max is trying to
will
lift
get-
the one with
like,
the dead body in it.
Bookcases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Larry's putting all of his dead weight into it. Like, honestly, he should be on NCIS or like, CSI or something, but, as the body. Fantastic. I will get the roll from LD and we will determine what you find based off of that roll once we come back. But it is break time.
Is it?
So it is indeed. It's been an hour and a
We're doing
half.
well.
Yes, you're doing so great.
Super fun.
Thank you all for joining us so far. We're going to take about a 10 to 15 minute break, let these folks stretch their legs, let you go bio Petra Pets, all that kind of stuff. I do want to say that this is a charity game for Patty Aware. I will say more about Patty Aware when we come back, but there are incentives that you can donate throughout this game to give advantages, disadvantages, basically make it harder, better, faster, stronger. That's not the things, but you can also give like werewolf flaws or take werewolf flaws away. All these things are things you can do. I will have more information about all that, like I said, when we come back. But until then, stick around. We'll be back shortly. Thank you for joining us. Oh.
Ow.
Oh.
Ow! And welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Lycantropes, the first game of the first day of Sword and Spooky month here on Sword and Key. I should really emphasize the Sword and Spooky part of Sword and Key. Welcome back. It's great to have you here. Before we jump back in, I do want to emphasize this is a charity game, that all of our one-shots throughout the month of October for Sword and Spooky are charity games for the Patty Aware Foundation. Patty being an acronym that stands for Professional Association of Diving Instructors. The Patty Aware Foundation is publicly funded nonprofit with 3 registered charities across the globe. It was founded in 1989, so it is as old as I am. Interesting. It is an environmental ethic project to teach the world about the importance and responsibility of preserving the aquatic environment. So it's perfect for October because the ocean is terrifying. It's a scary place. Humans should never go there. It was not meant for us. This world is mostly ocean. We are not its natural inheritors. And yet, at the same time, the ocean is beautiful and does deserve our protection and our fear-inspired awe. So now Patty Aware Foundation is a global network of over 128,000 Patty professionals. They have a 10-year plan to work towards including ridding the ocean of marine debris by 50% in targeted countries, protecting 30% of the oceans through partner collaborations in the Adopt the Blue program, protecting endangered and vulnerable marine species, including reducing the number of sharks and rays threatened with extinction by 25%, accelerating the coral reef recovery and restoration, and reducing and offsetting the dive industry's carbon footprint and achieving net zero across the Patty organizations. So they've got a lot of goals, a lot of, I would say, important goals. And you can support them and impact this game by donating, donating through our Tiltify. Donate $5, you can essentially give the equivalence of an advantage or a high roll in this game, or a disadvantage or a low roll in this game. Also for $20, you can give an automatic feral impact, a werewolf quality to any of our players, or you can remove one. Currently, we only have one with Danny having, Danny's character, I should say, I'm not going to put this on Danny, having to sniff the butts of anyone that Crash Johnson decides to meet. Fantastic. So let's jump back into it. You all have discovered the body of Larry Talbot in the study. On Larry Talbot's person, you have found some note cards indicating some injuries. And let's see, Chandra has decided to flip some furniture. What to say? Locked room puzzle style. I can't literally, the word just escaped my brain. Escape room style. Thank you. Yeah, God. The room you have to get out of. You know those. Yeah, those. The 4 walls with the door that you have to unlock.
The worst part is you said the word escapes me.
Yeah.
It literally. Yeah. No, the irony was strong. Yeah. Chandra has decided to flip the furniture escape room style. So Chandra, why don't you give me a roll for that, please?
And I feel like this should be high using my buff, since I'm using my buff.
Yes,
talents.
I would agree with you. Yes, your power of buff.
My power. Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. That's a 5.
That's a 5. Go ahead and roll on the failure table, please.
I rolled a 1, a 2, and a 3.
It's very good.
Great. 2.
Chandra, whenever you see a dog, you bark at it uncontrollably. Being in a manor, there's not a lot of dogs. However, there are lots of paintings of dogs. And in the study, you are surrounded by portraits of hunting hounds, greyhounds, Irish setters, Irish wolfhounds. Why they're always Irish, I don't know. But the dogs surround you, and the urge to bark is just building its way up your throat.
As I'm going through and trying to flip all of the furniture, every time my eyes land on one of the pictures, I just let out a like a little bit of shock every single time.
It's almost like you think that's, yeah, like how a tennis player might go like, ugh, maybe that's like Chandra's like weightlifting thing. You're not sure. Okay, furniture has been flipped here and nigh. A desk has been flipped over. Their chairs have been flipped over. If anyone would like to look around this chaos and see if you can find a note card, I will take rolls.
I would like Akela would
Okay.
like to do that, but
for
before
it.
he does that, he's going to like look at it's just going to go up to Chandra and like this. Still, you good?
Oh, I'm totally fine. And out of the corner of my eye, I see another like hunting dog picture, and I just go. "Rrrr." I'm fine, totally fine.
Okay.
I'm absolutely fine. You do not have to worry about me. Rrrr. I'm fine.
Akela's just doing this. Is just doing.
Yeah, thumbs ups. Okay.
Okay.
All right,
and,
Akela, give me that spread roll.
Okay. That's a 5 and a 3, 8.
An 8. Perfect. Okay. So I would say that you find two main things with that success. The first thing that you find is a note card near the window that is taped to the rug there that says on it, "Footprints that turn into paw prints, muddy." And then also another thing that you find is taped to one of the far walls is a little note card, and like they're I'm gonna say beige just so they kind of like blend in with this manner. So kind of tougher to see, but you do see taped there. It does say "Secret Passage," and as you pull the note card off, you notice that there is a doorway which does have a secret passage behind it, kind of like a panel in the wall that you would be able to access.
Akela is going to kind of gesture to Detective Batman and Crush, and going to ask them. I think I grew up in mansions like this, so I know me some secret rooms and stuff, so I will investigate the secret room. But could you find out anything about the paw prints wherever, or and just hands the note card to them. It does say footprints that turn to paw prints, so wait. Footprints turn to paw prints. Again, are we sure that this is not done by one of us? Did any of you get a card?
No.
No.
Oh, I don't think
But
so.
this is very stressful.
Say, this is very strange. Okay, anyway, let's Chet, do you want to come with me, stay here with Chandra, or do you want to go with Max and...
So, what if Danny and Batman and I go to the billiard room? Or Chandra and I go to the billiard room. I really want to go to the billiard room.
If
What's
you really want to
billiards?
go to... It's snooker. I don't know. Do you know snooker?
No, I don't.
It's a big green table, and people kind of use big sticks to push balls around, and it goes into holes and stuff.
Oh, it's pool.
Pool. Sorry, pool. Yes, America.
Oh.
America.
Yeah.
America.
Yeah,
Yes,
all right,
Oh
okay.
my god. Somebody goes,
Like
"What's
the game
billiards?"
on
and
the
they somehow give a
phone?
more pretentious answer. That's perfect. Okay. Okay, so who is going where? Billiards room? Raise your hand. Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
I was gonna say, can we tell? So the secret passage, we don't obviously have a map, so we're not necessarily sure where it leads, but
Mhm.
by any sense of can I smell that it might lead to somewhere interesting?
You can do a roll.
I would love to do that. I think I've got an advantage, or one of those
I believe there's one that
One of
that went
those?
around to everybody. Yeah.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna use that. That is better. That's an 8.
An 8 is successful.
Great.
With an 8, what you would smell through the secret passage is the smell of sterilizing liquid. Like it smells clean, but you also smell food.
Ooh, yeah. I want to
Okay.
go down that passage.
Okay. Okay, let's. So Chandra and I go down this secret passage. Chet and Crash and Max. If you guys want to go to this billiards room, you guys have your phones on you, right?
Actively texting.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
you all have
Fantastic.
gotten a group message from John that's like, "Hey, look, my kid made a goal," and it's like a 4-year-old just kicking a ball that like very slowly goes into the net, and the other like 4-year-old who's supposed to be guarding it's just miles away at this point, like just picking
Max.
dandelions out of the grass.
Max sends back a picture of Crash sniffing the victim's butt.
Nice.
Oh, I do not
Crash, you
envy
just
the
you get a
mess.
single text from John that says, "Well, we're going to talk later."
Just thumbs up emoji. Reply.
If you guys want to go to the billiards room, go there, do a search, play. I don't know if you actually know how
Oh
to
my god, we
play.
can play.
Okay, but also we do have to solve the mystery. That's kind of the point here. So just go there. Just take one look around, and if you find anything, text on the group. Not like well, just text on the group, and we'll be there. Otherwise, have at it. Go do what you want. Play the game. Remember, the white ball does not go into the pockets. Okay, that's that's a bad. That's a bad.
That's a bad.
It's a bad. Okay,
It's bad.
Cool.
Max has already left.
Cool.
So
We all
let's
just
start-
like look to the right where Max was, and there's just dust.
that's Detective Batman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. So those of you who are going to the billiards room, Detective Batman, who else?
Chat.
And
think
Chet.
I-
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna actually look at the paw prints.
Okay. All right. So again, just a note card that says that. There's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
they don't have the budget to stain this rug. Okay, so with the billiards room with Max and Chet, you would find within is the jealous son of the deceased, Dave, jealous daughter of the deceased, Tiffany, who are standing about the billiards table. They are the only two in this room. If you would like to look about for anything, you can do rolls if you'd like to talk to them. We can uncover whatever you might uncover from that.
What do you think, Detective Batman?
We want to sniff out some clues, and I'll talk to these people. We'll like swish their hair.
Yes, I'll look for the murder weapon. That may or may not be in 3 places, maybe here. We'll tag back up on that. You talk to them.
Good plan.
Detective Batman, what would you like to say to the jealous son and daughter of the deceased?
Just gonna walk and be like, "Hi, how's your afternoon going?"
Well, pretty terrible considering our father died. Yeah, it's super sad and stuff. What's your name? Detective Batman? I don't like Spider-Man movies, so... Anyway, yeah, no, I guess he got murdered or something. It's super stupid.
What are you
'Cause,
jealous
like-
about?
Well, I'm jealous of him, and she points at Dave, and I was jealous of her. But I guess we're both technically jealous of our mother as well.
Is she here?
She is. She is over in the lounge.
What are you jealous about?
Well, see, like, Daddy was supposed to leave us like money, and then he didn't. So that's bad, I think, because I wanted the money. Yeah,
you totally deserved that money.
I did. I was born.
Did you see anything weird before anything happened? Anything like
I
that?
didn't see anything. I heard a gunshot, which was scary, I think.
That's unusual.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I read that I heard a gunshot. And
Like
and I also heard
where?
some howling earlier as well.
Like a dog?
No, I think it was something like a wolf. It was in parentheses.
The wolf is a dog. It's the same thing. Could have been a dog. Did you see it?
The government didn't genetically alter wolves into dogs for us all to think that they're the same thing. Technically, the aliens made the government do it, but neither here nor there.
Right. And where were you when you heard the gunshot?
We were in here playing snooker.
Are you still playing?
Yeah?
Can I join?
I don't think you can play with 3 people.
Could be on a team.
Okay. Sure,
Stop
you
playing
can
pool.
play snooker. Okay.
Yeah.
And we've lost Detective Batman. All right. All right. Graeme, for Chet, if you would like to sniff around, you may do a roll. Since you
Yeah.
are since you don't have any flaws and you are invoking your werewolf, this will be a low roll.
Okay. All right, so that's a 5 and a 3, and the other one was a 6. So we're going for the low. So that's 8.
That's still a success. Okay. So looking around the billiards room, not a lot that I would say that's really stands out in here. There are, a lot of the pool cues lining the wall. There's there's really only one billiards table in here. There's a small bar. You can, as you're kind of like sniffing behind the bar, you do find a note card on a bottle that says poison. And you also find a note card on one of the far walls, which has a line of rifles on it, or shotguns, hunting rifles. And you do find a note card that says rifle on it, which is kind of self-evident, but they're locked in place. They're not meant for you to pull off the wall, so you can pull the note card instead.
Okay, I will take both of the note cards.
Okay.
And looking back at the dead body, does either of these 2 weapons match any of the injuries?
It does not. You had
Remotely?
a knife wound and a rope wound.
Okay.
And LD, I am sorry / pleased to say that Kayla has given you a flaw. So if you would like to roll for another flaw.
Okay. Thanks, Kayla. Best.
5.
Five.
So I will
Okay.
pocket these and flash them at Detective Batman. Like, poison gun.
Not together.
Maybe together, I don't know.
Chandra, you are terrified of anyone in uniform, especially members of the Postal Service.
Awesome.
Yes.
Great.
All right.
We found what we needed here. I'm just gonna wander somewhere else.
Yeah, chat with 2 T's. Detective Batman, is there anything else you want to do in this room, or I'm going to cut over to our secret passage, folks?
I'll text that like the
Cool.
children heard gunshots and a howl.
Okay. For our secret passage, folks, you follow this secret passage and you wind up in the kitchen. Kitchen, large room, a bunch of cold storage, a large preparation, like stainless steel metal table on it. It looks like food prep has been started until you realize that it's all plastic and kind of laid out. But there's like the ambient smell of just a kitchen accumulates a scent after a time. And within, you would find the chef, whose name is Stan. And you would also find the mistress and the butler. And the mistress is Albert, who is Hamilton and Burr. And the butler is Mike, who is one of the Lincolns. And they're all standing about.
Okay. I want to invoke my flaw of privilege
Okay.
in interactions with the butler. Because
Okay.
Akela is genuinely just going to think, oh, this is just the butler. This is just the butler of the house rather than some. is going to look at the bottle and go, "Oh, fantastic! We are in the kitchen, and I have already smoked through 2 blunts, and I cannot eat any more saltines. I need food." It's very
Yeah,
hungry right now.
that's a real cottonmouth situation you've put yourself in. Okay, Kayla, go ahead and make a roll to chat with this butler using your flaw. Typically, a flaw would give you a low roll, but you're kind of using it to your benefit. So I will give you a high roll on this.
Okay. So again, same 3d6s.
3d6s
Okay.
and take the 2 highest.
Okay. Not that great. That's a 6 and a 2, and oh, no, I got 2 2s and a 6, but still, so that's an
Okay,
8.
so still an 8, still a success. Okay, what would you like to say to this butler as you invoke this?
He would like to. He kind of goes up to him and says, "Mr. Butler, sir, I am very sorry to impose on you at this moment, but I need food right now, and a lot of it. Do you have chips? Do you have French fries? French fries on which I can put cheese. I can put grated cheese and I can put mayonnaise on it and I can eat it. Please tell me that I can find some. Please make them for me right now."
You realize this is a game, right? Like, I'm not an actual... I'll see what I can do, I guess. All
That
right.
would be appreciated. I can give you with $50 do?
I think perhaps that is customary for a bit higher, if you don't mind. Your eyes are mighty red, citizen. But I am nothing else but a public servant. So let me go diving into this cold storage in search of some Orida that I could perhaps put into the oven and or deep fryer and prepare for you with some cheesed sauces.
I appreciate that. Do note, he takes out $120 from his wallet and says, "Make it as crispy and make it as crispy and as good as possible. I will add 20 more to it. Just please get it to me as fast as possible. If yeah, please. I'm very hungry right now."
So Kayla, as he turns to go and fix your cheesy French fries for you, you notice that there is a note card taped to his back that says "Muddy Shoe Prints."
Akela is going to kind of gesture to Chandra. Chandra.
What?
Chandra.
What is
This is
what?
the thing.
The what? What thing? Oh, are you talking about the thing on the back?
On the back. I am. Oh, good God! Why was I gesturing so wildly? What is wrong with me? God, I'm hungry.
I'm just gonna go and go up to. This is Mike who has this on his back.
Correct.
All right, I'm just gonna go up and put my hand on his shoulder and rip off the note card.
Okay. You do so, and he does nothing to stop you.
It wasn't attached to his fur.
It was taped to his back. You don't see anything about fur, although if you would like to search Mike, you may absolutely do a roll for that.
I would like to search my. So Mike, I'm sorry. You are the butler. The butler. I'm sorry.
I am indeed.
I'm sorry to distract you from the fries and stuff. This is it's very important, but
the needs of the nation are mighty, and I am absolutely capable of multitasking.
Right. Okay, that checks out. Do you have? Why are your shoes muddy? Out of curiosity.
Oh my. Yes. An issue of sorts. I was outside earlier. Real quick, I do want to throw this that Chet and Chandra both have disadvantages thanks to Anik on your next rolls, and we'll just because this was one of the things on our consent checklist. No mentions of mayonnaise, please. But yes, to go back to, yes, I was outside earlier and I found myself, it had rained, and I found myself, unfortunately, trudging through the mud as buttling sometimes requires.
Right. Great. That yeah, I'm sure there are lots of things that I don't know what butlers do, I'll be super honest. So that story checks out. But do you mind if I just like check your pockets and things? Because we have reason to believe.
I'm known for being honest, so please. And he opens his jacket to where you see that there is a note card that is like where the inner pocket on a coat jacket might be. And were you to pull that note card, it would say tuft of fur.
Huh. Look, you seem very nice and all, and I know you have been very honest. That's like your whole deal, right? Is the honesty thing.
Right. No cherry trees for me.
I'm not even gonna question that because Chandra doesn't know enough. So okay. Kayla, I could be wrong about this, but I feel like between the muddy shoes and the tuft of fur, you're looking mighty suspicious there, Butler.
I would have never done anything. I have no motivation to kill the head of the house. If anything, it's the ex-wife and the maid who I've been seeing conniving with one another in rooms otherwise left empty. It's those two, I believe, have a secret murderous pact. If I was to point a finger at anyone, which I try not to do.
Okay, I am hearing that Akela is currently sitting on top of a table on one of the islands, is sitting on top of it and is waving a little bit, but at like the butler saying he doesn't have any motivation, I am going to invoke the power of academia and remember all the reasons why butlers have done murders in books.
Yeah, there's a number. A mistreatment by their employer, perhaps that they were part of the will. Yeah, I mean there's a bunch of things that could go into it, but go ahead and make a roll with a high roll, and we can see if you would deduce any of these reasons from Mike.
Oh, fantastic. That's an 11.
With an 11, you're pretty sure that as far as he has said with his character, the money's being given away, which is something that Chet and Detective Batman determined. So it's probably not money. He seems to have been fond of his previous employer, so it's probably not mistreatment. And it doesn't seem like he has pointed the finger at the ex-wife having a relationship with the maid, so it's not like he's doing it out of jealousy, which are like, I would say, the big three. That's the butler did it. What? I think that's the Holy Trinity.
I had a thought that, and you'll have to excuse me, but I noticed that the chef and the butler being here in the kitchen makes a lot of sense, but what is the mistress over here doing? What are you doing here in the kitchen?
I was hungry.
You don't happen to like know either of these two fine upstanding citizens, do you?
Yeah, I was the mistress. I came in here a lot. This is where I hid. I would hide in the freezer.
Really?
It was very inconvenient.
Yeah, that sounds real inconvenient. But there's no like secret torrid love affair between you and the butler or anything like that.
He buttles. I'm a mistress. You think I'd stoop to be the mistress to a butler? No offense, Mike.
I mean, I don't know what buttling is, but it does sound, I mean, like, if he does it well, then like one might argue that was a good reason, but that's...
As I understand, it's beneath me. No, I was hoping that Larry would leave his wife, come with me, and in the meantime, I was stealing from his ex-wife's jewelry.
In the kitchen?
I would Yeah, I mean, again, I was hungry. This is where I would hide when the ex-wife was around because she's too high and mighty to come in the kitchen. You think the lady of the house is looking in the freezer?
I don't know. I mean, Kayla, do the ladies of the house look in the freezers here in these big sort of mansions? I don't know because we just do the cooking ourselves.
No, my mothers never did. They still don't.
Fair.
I only went in there once, but I was trying to play hide and seek. I was very good at hiding. I was very small when I was young.
You are very petite still. I mean, comparatively. But they raise them big in my family, you know.
Chandra, go ahead and give me a roll for your interrogation going on here.
Okay. I assume this is my disadvantage.
I'll give you a spread on this.
Okay. Oh, that's 6.
Okay. Still a failure.
Yep.
So yeah, didn't have to give you the downside. So go ahead and roll one more time.
1.
1. I will let you describe this as you grow a tail that wags when you're happy.
This is like very typical. It's sort of like a gray brown tail. It's very bushy that comes out of Chandra's backside. And immediately starts wagging. There's a little bit of a wiggle too.
Oh yeah, my niece is one of them anime kids. She's got one of those too.
They are. You shouldn't worry about. They have really. They're just it.
Not a big deal. I've seen weirder.
Fair enough.
Very pretty tail. Oh God, the tail.
Thank you. I spent my cousin makes these really great like conditioners and oils that you can put into it, make it nice and shiny.
What I will tell you is when I hide in the freezer, nobody looks in there except for the chef and the maid. And if you're gonna hide something, hint, it might be in the freezer.
I think that that is very thank you. You are most helpful. I will look in the freezer.
As you open the freezer door, you would find 2 post-it notes, kind of like on the inside of the door, so you don't have to go in and whatever. And they say noose and knife. Knife with blood on it, I should note.
Sure. The things that I had a feeling that the knife was in here.
Fries.
This is looking.
I'm hungry.
Look, I'm just saying.
They do take 20 minutes to bake. I can't, like, the oven is preheating. This is only industrial sized. I put the full bag. It takes longer.
I want to ask something. So I'm so sorry. Just for a second. I'm so sorry, LD, on this one. Can I deliberately fail a roll? Because I think that Akela is high enough and hungry enough and also has the appetite of a werewolf enough that it's going to start showing. It's going to get a little feral. He's going to get a little feral.
If you want a flaw, I will not stop you from taking one. Go ahead and roll on the failure table.
Okay. Same thing, right? I just
1d6. 1d6.
Oh, 1d6. Yep. Oh, 1d6. Okay. That's a 1.
Matching with your friend Chandra, you have also grown a tail. I will leave a description to you that also wags when you are happy.
It's a very sleek black tail. It's a long one, and it is standing upright because he is hungry and is about to start growling and really wants to eat something, and is just kind of standing upright while he's sitting cross-legged on the island.
Mike has procured for you half-baked French fries, half frozen French fries. Depends on how you look at life. So you may absolutely munch on those if you like. While you were doing that, The billiards room crew, Detective Batman and Chet, where are you heading next?
Chet, I'm Chet.
You are, yeah, Brett looks at you and goes, nice one. Said your own name.
I'm sorry, okay? Detective Batman, as an expert in the field, where do you think we need to go?
You're muted, Jessie.
What were the other places that you read on that first card?
Kitchen and observatory.
Conservatory. But also the ex-wife is in the lounge, just as a reminder.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, so technically you still have the conservatory, the ballroom, the dining room, and the lounge. Although you are aware at least that the conservatory and the ballroom likely don't have the murder weapons, as Chandra did just find those. You might find clues in those, but you do know the ex-wife is in the lounge, and you know that, who is it? The driver is in the dining room, and I believe, yes, the driver and the gardener are both in the dining room.
Let me go to the lounge.
Okay.
We'll head that way.
You go into the lounge and you can see that a distance apart is the maid, who is, I'm not sure you spoke to before, but her name is Marie, and the ex-wife, who is Susan, who is Cleopatra. Welcome, investigators. You are not as scaly as I presumed.
Use our full names, please.
Detective Batman and Chit.
Thank you.
What can I do you for?
Wanted to know where you were at the time of the murder.
Oh, well, I was asleep here in the lounge, where I take my midday afternoon snoozles.
Can anyone else corroborate that?
Why, the maid can, of course. She was in here cleaning, as she is wont to do during my midday snoozles.
Very interesting. What did you hear anything that woke you up from said snooze?
Why, in fact, I did. I heard a gunshot. Terrifying. And the maid actually turns around at this. She's been, like, the most in character, pretending like she's dusting with no feather duster or anything. And she goes, "Eh oui, I did hear, in fact, a gunshot. It was terrifying."
I see.
Bon nuit, bon nuit.
Did oh, what is his name? Batman, what's his name? Did the husband
Larry
have any enemies?
Oh, so many enemies. He made enemies everywhere he went. He was a rather rude and offensive in smell, in fact. Very offensive smell. Terrible employer. I only stayed here because of the missus. Yes, in fact, that is true. He had lots of enemies, business enemies. The Russians were trying to get him. I think he got a witch that got pissed at him at one point. And I've also seen a werewolf stalking around the grounds. Ooh.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yes, I did read that. Yes. There's been a werewolf.
Oh, great.
Interesting.
So it wasn't a giant dog with a gun.
What's the difference?
Hey.
No, I want you, Chet with 2 T's, to explain to me the difference between a werewolf and a dog with a gun. Speak slowly. I'm from ancient Egypt where Anubis existed, so this is normal to me.
A dog with a gun runs around on all fours. Werewolves also do.
How does it hold the gun?
In its mouth.
Inefficient.
Also, can't transform into a human when it's not a full moon.
Ugh, lame.
So why did you murder him?
Offense taken. I would never.
While this conversation is happening, Max is just going to start snooping around to find clues.
Yes,
I'm
go ahead,
just
go ahead and
distracting.
give me a roll, Max.
Okay. I take the top one and the low one, right?
This is it's spread for unless you have any advantage you would like to pull to this. It is the highest and the lowest of the three.
That'll be a 6 and a 3.
Okay, so that's a 9. Okay, among the things, the note cards that you uncover here, you would find that on the back of the chair that the ex-wife is sitting in is a note card that says blood droplets. And you would find on, like, taped to the back of the maid is a note card that says rope burn on hands.
On the maid.
Yes.
Hold up the 2 cards.
Aha! I mean, aha!
That's a weird way to laugh.
Care to explain?
Yeah! Care to explain to Detective Batman and myself why you have rope burns and blood droplets?
Fine, we like to have rough relations, and one of us got a bloody nose, and the other one was a little too strong with the rope.
Are you lying? I'm not very
Yeah,
smart,
we're going
so
to answer
you're gonna
that
have
one.
to tell me.
I mean, figure it out, I guess. Like, I am
I'm
the
gonna-
reincarnation of Napoleon. Do you guess that? Like, I conquered most of Europe. I was at Waterloo.
I'm gonna take Detective Batman aside in a huddle. Alright. I think I know what's going on here.
I mean, yeah, I already know what's going on too.
I thought so, so maybe you can tell me if I'm close, okay? One of them murdered them, but because they're in love, the other one stabbed the dead body to take the blame.
So, like, one of them did one kind of murder, and then you're saying the other one, to cover for it, did a new different murder
Made
on
it
the
a
same
double homicide.
body. Wait, okay. You're getting there. You're getting close.
Okay.
Detective Batman's had this figured out from the start.
Yeah.
It's been the Joker, you fools. All right, my kitchen crew. As Akela has nearly, pun intended, wolfed down the platter of half frozen fries with cheese sauce on top. What would you all like to question anybody else in this room? Would you all like to look around the kitchen more, or would you like to head to another room?
Before you switch, can I interrupt quickly?
Yeah, go, please.
So Crash has been alone in this study for a long time. And
Oh, I didn't realize Crash. Okay,
Yeah,
Crash has been.
so-
I apologize, Danny.
all
What's
right.
Crash been up to?
It's all right. No, so Crash has been doing TikToks with the dead body for about half an hour.
You're getting flagged left and right. You're getting so many reports. There's just
yeah.
comments like, "Is that real? Crash, you
just,
serious?
making
Crash
his
is
hands
badass."
wrap around. It's like
Yeah.
pulled his wallet out of his pocket and is like flipping through it and talking about his family. And like,
Oh man, that's really sad. He doesn't have one.
yeah, it was like, oh well, he only had like $4. Okay, 2 of them are gold coins. Was back in his pocket, looking around. Crash was like he opened up the windows in here to let a breeze in, you know. He's like, 'cause he was looking out
really
the window.
waft out that weed smoke. That's
Yeah,
been
the smell go out. Just like pretending to read books and things. And I think after he was gonna look originally to see if he wanted to look. He saw the paw prints that went out the window. He was gonna look out into the outside to see if like the gardener was outside or something. But we found out that's not true already. So I think after looking that for a little while, Crash would make his way back to the main hall, and it's just like trying to find his friends. So he's sniffing around, trying to find their scents. Like he's very attuned to butt smells in this moment.
Yeah, go ahead and give me another roll. You're already a little wolfy, so this will just be a spread.
That's a 6.
Go ahead and roll again on that fail table.
A 1.
A 1. You know, Tail Squad unite. What does your tail look like, Crash?
A 1. Abu. I think.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I haven't done the wolf howl at all, even though I said I was going to. There we go.
I imagine a la Teen Wolf, Crash's tail is like a regular dog's tail, but all the hair is really long, like a very shaggy kind of long straight hair that drags everywhere on the floor as he moves around.
Right, yeah. You've got a golden retriever tail, yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely just dribbling his basketball in the mansion through the house as he's walking around sniffing around looking for everyone.
That
Guys,
tracks.
I
You're leaving
lost
scuffs
you.
in the wax, yeah.
Where'd everybody go?
So you are pretty sure that they're somewhere in like the lounge, dining room, kitchen area. Like you can smell them to the right, you can smell them to the left, so the dining room makes sense.
Great. Yeah, he'll go to the dining room.
Okay. In the dining room, you find the gardener, Paul, and you also find the driver, Greg, Lincoln number 2.
He always says, "Oh, I was looking for you." Points to the gardener.
Hi.
Hi. There's been, I just thinking, he wants to look at this guy's shoes to see if they're muddy.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me another roll to inspect the gardener.
The 7.
7 is a success. You look over the gardener and you find there is a note, a little note card, again, kind of like taped to, for the most part, they're taped to the backs of these people. Yeah. It says clean shoes. And it also says red stains on sleeve.
I think just because he's alone at this moment, it's like, guys, just yells, the gardener's shoes are clean.
From either side of the kitchen, you all hear, you found Crash. Crash has found you.
Crash, you have a phone.
You got this, man!
I drained the battery. I've been filming TikToks for half an hour.
Yeah, Crash is looking desperately for an iPhone charger.
Yeah, it was already on like 20% when he got here. So,
God, just teenagers. All right. And of course, Chet's van doesn't have a charger in it.
No way.
Or it has a
on the roof.
micro USB because Chet has like a Galaxy or something.
All that battery power was going to powering those speakers.
Yeah. Okay. So with Crash, is there anything else you wanted to do while you were in here?
He's gonna chat with these people, but he'll let
Okay.
He's announced.
Would anyone
himself
like to join Chet in the kitchen to interrogate the gardener and the driver?
You mean Crush?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Detective Crush, as opposed
Detective
to Crash.
Crush, aka Crash Johnson. Yeah, I don't mean to give away your secret identity.
What?
I mean, unless I think I got what I needed out of the folk theater. I think we did get what we needed out of the folk theater, so we can follow the sounds of. Well, we're right next door, so we can bust it open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, there's even like a little bay window that can open up for like the cook to place food on, and then be
According
served
to the
from.
map, there's a door here.
There is indeed a door. So you may open the swinging door and see Crush inside with the gardener and the driver, who are both just standing about a prepared dining room table.
Oh, hey.
Found you. Gosh, you've been gone forever.
Oh, I mean, hey. And the tail wags.
Tail
Oh,
also,
same.
all of our
Aquila's
tails
a-
wag.
Ooh, not
We see
tail.
each other. Oh, I didn't even
Is there more
notice.
food? Is there more food?
No, it's fake. It's a plastic turkey.
Oh,
This is depressing.
Detective Crash, Rat, whatever. We found the owner of the muddy footprints and the tufted fur. You know, we didn't ask the butler if he was actually a werewolf. You know, we should have. But we found he's over here. But have you talked to these fine folks over here? Because we haven't talked to them yet.
Oh no, I just immediately started searching them and didn't ask them any questions.
Okay, well, let you continue that.
Okay.
Chandra's really cool.
Yeah,
Chandra's really cool.
I
Oh,
believe-
you're really cool too. That's so sweet.
yeah, we're a good group.
Wait, hey Butler, are you a werewolf?
What? That weird question to ask somebody.
Not really.
Lycantrope, werewolf,
Pretty
Well, you
common,
have
actually.
Lugaru.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe like come in here and do a roll or something.
I-
All right.
Abhilasha.
Detective Crush Bandicoot, if you would like to, investigate the driver, you may do so as well with another roll.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't want to answer the question, I will pick you up and hold you over my head until you answer the question. How about that?
Well,
That's
turns
what
out
we'll do.
Abraham Lincoln was into that sort of thing, but I feel like that's inappropriate.
Is it? Are you or are you
should
not a
do that
werewolf?
you should do it regardless.
Yeah.
All right.
Just to see.
I mean, consent is important, so if he really doesn't want me to, that's fine. But if he's interested,
Chandra, this is everything but buff. I mean, this has to be
Yeah.
buff, right?
yes, this
So,
is buff.
Please give me a high roll.
Okay, great.
Oh no.
Oh no.
1, 2, 3 again.
Go ahead and roll another on that table.
Okay. 5.
I think.
Wait, haven't I done 5 before?
Yes. You only have like 2 left, right?
I think I've got 3 left.
You've got a tail. Whenever
got
you
a
see a
tail.
dog, you bark at it.
Yep, and I'm terrified
Um,
of postal workers and uniforms.
Yeah, so you have 2 left because a 6 will take 1 away.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. So it's either we'll say highs or lows. So if it's a 3 or under, it's going to be a 3. If it's no, actually that doesn't make sense because you can still roll a 6. Go ahead and roll again. Roll again
Okay.
until it's a 3 or 4 or a 6.
Nope.
Do you still have your advantage that was rewarded to us at the beginning?
No.
Oh,
We
okay.
also had a disadvantage from Anik.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't invoked that yet on Chandra. But...
4.
Okay. Your neck is really itchy and you can only scratch it with your legs.
Great. Perfect.
Yeah. Super flexible.
Yeah.
So
It's
as
hard-
you
Less flexible
Please.
because I'm buff, so it just sort of misses because I just don't have that flex.
Mike is blushing at this point as, like, I think you screamed in leggings. You've expressed the flexibility of something completely inhuman. Listen. Here's the note card that I was holding back, and here's my number also on it. Just
Oh,
out there.
okay. Sure.
and he does hand you a note card that says "Cursed to be a werewolf."
All right. Hey,
Big move. Big move.
cool.
Big move.
And
like-
Detective Crush, you also were searching.
Yeah, he's looking over looking over the driver now, and he's like,
Yeah.
Oh, guys, also, the gardener had bloody sleeves. Just yelling this over like we're in an escape room.
Right, yeah.
Just yelling at everyone all the clues that he
Exactly.
finds. That's an 8.
Hey, this is a
Yeah.
success. Fantastic. You would find again, no card.
Mhm.
And it says oil stains on hands and silver watch.
It's just like immediately just growls. It's like, this guy has oil stains and a silver watch. I have no idea. Does anybody have any idea what that could be about? Just saying to the group of people, like the rest of the people aren't even there.
And the driver, Greg. Yes, I was working on the automobile, the
Oh, you're the
limousine.
driver. That makes sense.
Correct, and I'm also an auto mechanic as need be. And unfortunately, as I was working on the engine, it backfired, surprisingly letting out quite a significant sound. But that's where I was, in case you wanted to know, giving out free information.
Thief!
Apparently.
Thief! I accuse you of thievery.
Why?
The watch.
My watch?
Is that your watch, or did you steal that from the master of the house? From the dead
It
man?
was a gift on my 20th anniversary of employment.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay. Are you high?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I mean, this is a legal state. I mean, I'm not, not trying to bust you or anything.
Then
Even
yes.
Thomas Jefferson grew hemp. It's honestly the only cool thing about him.
Do we have to find cool things about the founding fathers?
Not
the one-
necessarily, but some presidents were pretty cool, even if they did suspend habeas corpus.
And the other things. I'm a history and literature student.
Let's just say there's a number of asterisks in all of our books. Okay, maybe we'll leave it at that for good old reincarnated Abraham Lincoln.
Uh-huh. Oh, Abraham Lincoln. Ooh, reincarnation. People who think they're being reincarnated. Also, again, takes out his phone and is now furiously scribbling down another PhD proposal. Wait, Chandra, will this technically be in the history thing or in the psychology thing? Because I'm not a psychology student. But I can do like the history of people who claim to be reincarnated from different people.
Why are you asking me? Like,
I
What-
value your opinion.
are we talking?
Kayla's weed-fueled notes app has to be just wild.
I feel like it would be because it's all in the mind, right? Like that's psychological.
Right? But like you tell me, haven't you had like relatives or people like I had eccentric uncles and aunts who did things like
I mean,
But-
yes.
did you have those uncles and aunts that no one talks about that like claim that claim to be like reincarnated or like went vampire hunting? I had a relative who did vampire hunting.
That's sort of what our family does is vampire hunting. I'll be super honest. So that's not so weird to me. I did have a couple of cousins who said they were cats.
Oh. Can I speak to them later? Because I think this would be really interesting. Like, I have all my subjects here. I could just do a study and I could just put them under a microscope. And you know what? My professor's a real, to use a rude word, he's an asshole who doesn't like any of the proposals I make, especially if I am like talking about my family and about how cool my family is. But it's never okay. So, I think I missed the point. What were we here for? Oh yeah, mystery
We're
solving.
trying to solve the mystery. So we know that somebody's a werewolf. Crash, you were finding why
Yeah.
bloody sleeve.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, hey Gardner, why? First off, it's crazy that your shoes are clean, but why? What's up with your sleeve? Why do you have Why'd you have red stains on your sleeve?
Oh, I'm an inside gardener. That's mostly what I do. I don't go outside, especially not when it's raining. None. No, I smashed a tomato, unfortunately, and got tomato all over my sleeve.
There's tomatoes growing inside?
Yeah, it's a hothouse.
Can we? Oh yeah, we should probably go check it out.
It doesn't actually exist. This is just
A conservatory is like a greenhouse.
Okay.
Right?
Son, all right. How many of you are high, and why did you not share with us? That's just okay.
No, I'm not high. Just like this.
Straight edge. Hell yeah, brother. Me too.
Well, I can't lose my scholarship.
Your high school scholarship.
Yeah.
Yep. Man, public school's gotten rough.
It's really hard nowadays.
All right. We are getting close to the final hour as everyone is gathered together in the main hall, and the fully alive Larry Talbot steps out. Oh, I'm a ghost. Not really, but here I am nonetheless. Did one of you scream? Seriously? Nice. I appreciate the committal. Okay, well, final interrogations with everyone here. And let's go about the room. Who do you all think it is? Here's a little note card where you can write down who the murder victim, where you found the murder victim, where who the correct murderer is, the correct murder weapon, the correct murder location, and the correct motivation.
That is so much information. Oh, I don't know. I don't do well on tests. I'm just putting it up.
I'll write it for you.
We found the body
right
in the study.
Yes.
Okay. So we have the study for where we found the body.
Yes.
Now, murder weapon. Can we huddle? Can we chat? Can we
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the thing we could do. So
you can also do any final interrogations with everyone here. So you can ask one last question of everyone gathered.
Okay. So we know he was stabbed, and we know he was strangled.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's
Can
a
there
werewolf.
be two murderers?
Oh.
I mean, somebody could have just grabbed the rope to try to hold him in place while the other one stabbed him.
Ooh, Murder on the Orient Express. It's like that story where everyone did it. Like they all stabbed him or shot him or hung him. Like that, because everyone had a grudge. Everyone had a grudge
we know
against
some
him.
people got a card that said not murderer on it. Maybe we didn't see the full card. Maybe it said not murderer.
Not a murder.
The most devilish of tricks.
Not a murderer, but he's lying.
So who
Not
do
a
we know is
murderer in
not a
bracket
murderer?
lying. Yeah.
I feel like it
Okay.
wasn't.
Did anyone have a silver watch?
Yeah.
Yeah, the gardener did.
Okay,
Sorry, the driver.
The driver.
The
Driver.
driver
So we
did.
know they're not the murderer because their card said they have a silver watch and they're the hunter and not a murderer.
Ooh.
Who are they
okay.
hunting?
The werewolf, the butler, he's the cursed werewolf, is the hunter, which I feel is very offensive to us. We should lodge a complaint. This
Is the
some
werewolf
bullshit.
a red herring, do we think?
I think it is. I think it is.
I think
don't.
it is.
Why? But why was
they
the
would do-
murder on the body though?
And we know the murderer blames and wants to point towards the daughter.
Did we find any evidence that it would? Well, so then it's not the daughter. Then, if
So
they
it's
were
not
trying,
the daughter,
Hmm.
I don't think it's.
but we
either.
know that the murderer will try to blame the daughter.
So maybe we ask everyone all who they think did it, and the person who says the daughter.
What if more than one of them say the daughter?
Then we pick.
Then we'll. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just fake him out. You know?
Okay, so let's not ask the people we know are not the murderer that question, because we know they're not the murderers, so we can save their questions. And then like
So everybody but the daughter, or there was somebody else? The
But the
driver.
butler,
the gardener.
The driver.
the butler didn't do it. It doesn't fit. Like he has no real
Not the werewolf.
reason
Well,
to.
I don't personally want to blame the werewolf. Period. So not the butler.
Same.
Yeah, no,
Same.
if he killed them, it was
It's
justified.
personally very offensive
Yes,
that they
I agree.
had like
Yes,
a werewolf
justified.
red herring.
Mhm.
It's very werewolf. We should lodge
What do you
a
think, Brett?
complaint.
Huh? What? Oh, sorry, man. I've been like totally zoned out. I think the queen did it.
Right.
Is
yeah.
that part of this?
Yeah. I don't know.
Who are you talking to?
Chet,
Oh, I know
Check.
what that makes me think of King of Beers, Budweiser, man.
Oh my
yeah.
god, yes! I love that!
Yes.
Oh,
Going
we used
great.
to crush it to
I
that
am
commercial. But
deeply jealous of whatever drugs you're on right now because I don't think even
Oh, I'm-
mine are that good enough that I can start seeing
I-
people.
so, like, I know I haven't told you guys this, because I'm not from town, so I don't tell you all my cool stories. But a long time ago, I was the beer pong champion with my buddy Brett.
Uh-huh.
And it was the night of our big game. Final Cup. Cupo alla Cupo. And it was a full moon. And then
Oh.
the other team turned into werewolves.
Yeah, we got fucking wrecked.
Yeah, I mean, Brett says we got fucking wrecked, which is true. They ate him and bit me. And then...
You can
They ate
see
my spleen.
ghosts.
I didn't even know I had a spleen.
Dude, I don't even know what a spleen is.
Well, I don't have one anymore.
Yeah,
Ghosts
Sucks, dude.
exist.
Hmm?
Ghosts exist. Really?
Look at the brainy one. Oh yeah, but werewolves exist, but ghosts don't.
I know,
Jeez.
right? It's like, you think by getting a PHP, you know everything.
Yeah.
It's PhD, and I know he said
It's
something offensive.
PS5.
It is PS5. Or a 4. Or a 2. Did they have a 3?
Yeah, that was Modern Warfare, man.
Oh, yeah.
That was COD. Cadra.
Chet, if you and your ghost friend are making
great.
fun
This
of
is
me,
great.
I
Brett
am
says it's
still
the queen.
high, but once it's off, I promise you, I know of every secret you've buried because I helped bury them, and I will tell John.
I bet it's the queen. That's, I'm gonna go sit in a chair. Probably the queen. Maybe it's the maid in self-defense with the wife, who were fighting off the hunter who fought off a werewolf who was trying to protect the dude.
Case closed.
I like
Solve
that.
it.
It's a little convoluted, but I can
Okay.
see that happening. Tragic
let's
accident.
start with another maybe easy one. Correct murder location.
The study.
But maybe
Okay.
not.
Well, we
Wait,
found
wait.
him in the study.
We did find him.
You did.
Found
Which
it.
which room had the blood?
That was
On
the
the floor.
lounge.
The lounge.
What if he was stabbed in the lounge and then the noose was from dragging the body into a different room?
Ooh.
Oh,
I like that.
I like that too.
So we're going with lounge or study?
Lounge.
Lounge. But
Okay.
where? Okay, so the butler but had to be either involved or there had to be an altercation, a fight with the butler because he had like a tuft of the card said like fur, so that means he came across him when he was in his werewolf state.
Yeah, the butler liked him, right? And everybody else hated him. So I think
Maybe
he
it
knew
was
the
trying to
butler.
save him.
Yeah, I think he knew the
Oh.
butler was a werewolf probably already and was protecting him.
Maybe
Right.
they were having an affair.
Ooh.
Oh, I mean, we could say we're always here for so. I mean, it's highly unorthodox, but a butler and a master of the house romance is not uncommon in my family or other families I've known. So it's not. So I can see that happening.
I feel
That
like
can
I've
be
read
true.
that book. But anyway.
I mean, Batman's had this case solved the entire time.
That's true.
Oh yeah, Batman, who did it? You knew this, right?
Yeah, totally.
Did you think the butler did it?
No. That's stupid.
Obviously, Mr. Freeze. Jeez.
No, it's Harvey Dent.
Okay,
No.
So we gotta ask people questions.
Yes.
Yes, you may ask everybody one last question.
Okay. So do we want to ask who they think did it? People that we don't know.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's go down the line here. So, jealous son of the deceased. This is Dave. What would you like to ask Dave?
Yeah, we never really have like really ruled
Yeah,
him
we didn't
out of
really like
anything.
Dave, so we didn't really chat with him. Who do you think did the crime and should serve the time?
I think it was probably Tiffany, my jealous sister. I think that she got mad that she wasn't going to get any money out of him, and did it out of spite.
Okay.
Jealous daughter of the deceased. So this is Tiffany. Would you like to ask Tiffany something now, or would you like to hold off since you suspect her?
Well, we know she's a red herring already, right?
Yes.
Because the card said
She.
red herring blame on jealous sister.
Yes.
Who's next?
We'll
So
skip it.
okay.
So we'll skip it.
The gardener Paul.
Who do you think did it?
Yeah, Paul. I'm suspicious.
Yeah,
of.
Paul.
Paul is super sus.
Paul is bet.
What's an indoor garden?
It's a green. It's in this glass thing. It's like it has like plants inside, and it's in this glass thing.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
my
is that your
bugs
question for
Classroom.
Paul? Is what is an indoor
No,
gardener?
no.
Okay.
Who do you think?
Who do you think did it? Okay. Oh, well, if I had my best estimate, I would say that it is most likely. You see, Greg, the driver, has been real shifty lately, and I've seen him storing weapons in the trunk of the limousine. I've seen him being real shifty-eyed, especially towards the other staff, and perhaps he was planning the murder of Larry Talbot this entire time.
Nah.
I
Okay,
would like to ask the driver.
Ask him who he thinks the killer is.
Yeah.
Well, under my best estimates, if I were to consider who the murderer would be, I know that there is a werewolf among us, and it is in fact the butler. And
Yeah,
Mike looks at him and goes, "Really, Greg? Really? Just outing me like that? That's un-American."
Yeah, we already knew that, but
That's lycanthropic, and you are being offensive, sir.
I wasn't aware that werewolves were real, but I apologize.
Yeah, where's the werewolf support group?
Yeah, well, okay. So you're a werewolf support group that meets under
We have
other
a different
like,
name. I thought we
guises.
were
Yeah.
like just saying who we were because they said they were aliens.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's the
Akena's
point of the
already said
ridiculousness.
that he's
You
a
are the
werewolf
real
to be-
monsters among people who are like, oh,
Okay.
I don't know, aliens. And you're
faking
like,
it,
yeah, okay. Listen, I
Yeah, okay.
transform into a wolf once a month,
Gotcha.
but your thing is
Whatever.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. So you still have the chef. If you would like to ask them anything, this is Stan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who do you think?
We also have the okay. So chef says, I think. Well, I did see the maid and the ex-wife together.
that's right. Yes,
So-
suspect. So
I think that they might have done it together. To be honest. You also
What's
have
them?
the butlers. You have Mike the werewolf.
Nah, I don't need to ask Mike. Mike is completely innocent.
And then you have the mistress, the maid, and the ex-wife.
Ooh, I want to ask
Let's-
the maid and the ex-wife.
The maid, I think it was the jealous daughter.
Uh-huh.
I think that she has been a snooty little biatch, and I have not appreciated her attitude. And the ex-wife, yes, I in fact agree. Unfortunately, Tiffany's been a real pain in the rump, and I believe that she murdered her father. It's terribly sad. And if you had anything for the mistress, which is the last person to question.
Who do
Mm.
you think did it?
I don't know. I mean, I was hanging out in the freezer. Probably anybody who wasn't in the freezer, I'd assume.
Like a
I mean,
Simpsons character.
the ex-wife's been a real pain in the butt. The maid's not been great. She's always been rude to me. And it's like, listen, I'm sleeping with your boss. Show me some respect.
If
You're just
she's
mad
his-
you didn't sleep to the top.
If she's his ex-wife, are you still a mistress?
Valid question. It's a recent separation. Technically,
Congrats
because he's
on the
dead,
upgrade.
there's also an X sort of thing there, too.
Oh yeah.
All right. So who have we not asked questions of yet?
You've asked
Tiffany.
everyone a question now.
Oh,
I guess,
for
yes,
Tiffany.
Tiffany, I'm sorry, is the last one.
Tiffany.
And the
I
werewolf.
feel like Tiffany is gonna
Yes.
have the information to crack this wide open.
Is she?
But what are we asking her?
Hmm.
Who's better with a knife, the maid or the wife? The ex-wife. No.
That was a little rhyme.
Thank you.
Do we know who, if the money in the will is not going to the kids or the wife, do we know who it's going to?
You haven't seen-
This is Larry's personal life kind of going into it's being donated to charity.
It's a charity. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Just wanna
Money,
make
I would
sure
say,
it
is
wasn't
not a
like-
motivation.
Okay.
Yes, it's all going to the gardener so he can
Yeah.
stay an indoor gardener. He
Like-
can build the world's
makes
greatest
complete sense.
hothouse.
A charity
So-
of indoor gardeners.
Yes.
So,
The Greenhouse Association.
Akela would like to ask the daughter if she's seen her it was the ex-wife and the maid like together in the sense of have she seen them spending a lot of time together recently.
Yeah, I mean, like, hashtag ally, but like, gay. Yeah, no, they spent a lot of time together.
I now feel bad about accusing them because honestly I get it.
I mean, BK do crime.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
not the crime.
Should
And
we
who
even
better to
accuse
clean
them?
up a murder scene than a maid?
It's true.
Exactly.
I mean,
That
she didn't do a
one-
very good job. There's all those note cards everywhere.
That secret.
Clearly her talents lie elsewhere. I'll tell you one day about my aunts.
That secret tunnel you went through, didn't that smell? I was sniffing a lot. It smelled like disinfectant, like cleaner.
It did
Yeah.
actually. You are
It
right.
did.
Maybe that's actually where the murder happened.
Is the secret
Oh.
passage?
Oh.
Someone watched The Handmaiden, didn't they?
What if he's not really dead? Hear me out. And he
He's talking.
faked his own death to catch the person planning to kill him in the act.
That would be the
And
most
then he got
homophobic
murdered.
twist in the world. That would be very homophobic twist.
Hmm.
I'm fully invested in the lesbians killing the master of the house so they can be together. If that is true, then that's very homophobic. I don't want to think like that.
Yeah, we don't bury our gays on this show, but we do accuse them. Okay. So let's see. We have you said the murder victim was found in the study.
Mhm.
You have said the correct murder location is in fact the lounge. Correct murder weapon. You're between knife and rope.
Knife.
It's a knife.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Also was the gunshot. Just throwing that out there. Correct
think that was the
murderer.
car.
I think the
Okay.
gunshot had to do with the werewolf nonsense, which again
I
is
think
a
it
red
was the
herring.
car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it
could've
was the
been the
sound of
car.
him hitting the ground really hard with a knife wound.
Wow! Broke the sound barrier with that one. All right, correct murderer. Who do we think?
Ex-wife.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, maid is the accomplice.
So
they're
ex-wife
all
slash
guilty,
maid.
really, in my eyes.
They're all guilty.
Yeah, if we can put two, ex-wife and maid.
Mhm.
Forget it, Jack. It's Chinatown. All right. Ex-wife slash maid. Okay. Correct motivation.
Because he's not giving anyone the money.
Can we say
Oh,
they
no,
didn't
it's
go to
not gonna
therapy and settle disputes in a healthy manner?
Be gay, do
Yeah,
crimes.
sure.
Be
Be gay,
gay,
do crimes.
cry.
Okay. Be gay, do crimes. Okay. Is that what we are going with? Is that what you were sliding into the clue-esque pamphlet to be placed at the center of the board?
Woo.
Ooh.
Woo. All right. Everybody, go ahead and give me one roll. This is due to the stress of having all this shit. This is just a spread roll.
Sure, you don't want to use that disadvantage?
Yeah,
I
do you
will be
wanna
using
see-
that for you. Yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
So for Chet and Chandra, this is disadvantage. I think this is the last roll of the game.
Wouldn't have
Alright,
mattered
alright.
anyway because the roll, but 4.
All right, 3 and a 4
Okay.
for the first one,
8.
and 3 and a 3.
5 and a 3. That's an 8.
Okay. So
Got
success
6 and a
for
2.
Okay. So success for Max, success for Akela, failure for Chet,
Failure for
failure
chat.
for Chandra.
I rolled 3 ones.
Oh
Okay.
no!
If I could get a failure roll for Crash, Chet, and Chandra, please.
I don't need to roll.
Do you
Make it a
want me to
6.
roll
The last
twice?
one.
Because don't I
You
get
could get a
punished for
6.
that first roll of the
Oh,
game
that's true.
parking?
So either a 6 or a 3.
I got a 4.
Okay. You also have a very itchy neck that you can only scratch with your legs.
Nice.
Using that
I-
basketball agility.
I rolled a
Triple
1.
I rolled a 6.
Fantastic.
3.
Okay. You may choose which of your conditions to remove as you barely skirt by not becoming a werewolf in front of 10 strangers.
I will get rid of the terrifying the terrifying postal
Being
workers.
terrified of people in uniform.
Yes.
Perfect. Chet, what about you?
I have a tail. I rolled a 1.
You also have a tail. Fantastic. Okay, Tail Squad unite. Okay, having slid your answers in, Larry Talbot goes, well, just again, I want to thank all of you for coming to Talbot Manor, for joining us for this. Again, we do need to be out of here relatively soon because the Steampunk Society is coming in to set up for their evening ball. You all got the basic package, and we need to set up for the high rollers. So let's see what you all got here. Okay. You in fact did find me in the study. Well done. Yeah, check that box. Okay. Correct murderer. Ex-wife / maid. That is in fact correct. Yes. Yeah. I'm my son's the Alphabet Mafia, as he says, and says I need to incorporate more of that into these games. So yes, I made them murderers, which seemed like the correct thing to do. Correct murder weapon. You put knife, right?
Yeah.
Knife. Okay. Yeah, knife. Knife was the thing that did it. The rope was the thing that did hold him back. It was, of course, the wife and the maid. So both. But yes, the knife was the fatal thing that had the blood on it. Very well done there. Correct murder location was in fact the lounge. Yeah. In fact, you missed one note card as far as I can tell, which is actually on the floor as you were walking from room to room. It says blood trail on it, but easy enough to. It's a beige card on a wood floor. It's hard to miss. Or it's easy to miss, I'm sorry. Correct motivation. Be gay, do crime. It was actually tax evasion. Tax evasion is what we were looking for. So
That's not a crime. That's just good practice.
okay. I don't have enough time, nor am I getting paid enough to address that. But 4 out of 5, not bad. Let's give it a hand to our wonderful detectives here, folks. Real great job, everybody. Okay. All right. Well, help yourself to some more coffee and saltines, and we need to be out of here in 5 minutes. Okay. All right. Is there anything you all would like to do as you wrap up your murder mystery party and head back to Chet's dirty van?
I feel like we need to offer Tiffany a ride out of here.
No, it's
For
fine.
nothing
I'm
else
getting
because-
picked up
Akela's
any
going-
minute.
Hey,
Okay,
Tiffany.
You can come with us. I can take you. Like, my home's pretty big. I have like the east wing all to myself. Like, we could.
Houses don't have wings, birds do, but that sounds cool. Whatever. What was that, Jessie?
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm actually staying for the steampunk thing if you wanted to. come with?
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna stand out here until the alien ship picked me up and took me wherever it wanted to. Probably Arizona. It leaves me in Arizona a lot. But yeah, no, steampunk sounds fun. I like those things.
Maybe if we want, we didn't go to the ballroom at all. If we want to just, if somebody's phone's got music on it, we could dance.
I
Full
have
dance
the
party
best
until they kick us
playlist.
out.
Gosh, I'm still
ballroom?
hungry.
Like at Chuck E. Cheese, those things are dirty.
Dancing room, not with the balls in the McDonald's.
Oh. Okay.
Like, on the
Yeah,
You
that's
know-
like Monster Mash.
balls aren't.
Not like in Pride and Prejudice and all those like olden times movies.
Monster Mash, is that new one that Taylor Swift did?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
I think it was
Everything was
actually
red.
Lady Gaga.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. I'd have no problem going anywhere with strangers.
That makes sense.
We
That
need
checks
to
out.
I think we established that in our first conversation.
Y'all,
Oh.
guys, can we please eat something? I'm so hungry.
What if we order a
Little
pizza?
pretzels.
I'll order pizza.
A large one, pepperoni, extra cheese for
Do you
me.
still have that guy's wallet?
He only had $4.
$4
That's the tip.
in gold coins. Yeah.
Y'all, I'm rich. Can I just pay? I'm like, there's a reason. Come on, please. I have
Can
my
we get
credit
like
card.
sausage on it?
What if we get
Get
like
meat
whatever
lovers?
you want. Get whatever you want.
Meat
I'm
lovers
very
pizza.
hungry.
This raw meat, please.
And-
Right. Yeah. Raw meat pizza. Okay. I think that's where we're going to wrap up as
Perfect.
our wonderful group of werewolves toke up in a historical building's ballroom with a stranger who believes that she's been abducted by aliens, and they listen to Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift, and Monster Mash on repeat until the Steampunk Society throws them out. A better epilogue has never been written. Come at me, Stephen King. Fantastic. Thank you all for joining us for this wonderful one shot of Lycantropes. I had a lot of fun. I hope my players did. I hope you did. This was just a great time. This is the start of Sword and Spooky
Yay.
here on Sword and Key. It is a month where we are celebrating all things spooky through a number of one shots, and we are supporting Patty Aware Foundation. Patty Aware is a wonderful organization that works to support and protect our world's oceans. I have a long script. I'm not going to read it right now, but you can support them through our Tiltify, which you can find in chat. And by doing so, you get to impact games here on this channel. So the next upcoming game, I should actually know this off the top of my head, but I don't because it's a busy month. The next upcoming game is Mara, which is actually next week at 6 p.m. Pacific time. That is a game that I am running with Kayla. It's a two-person game about a sleeper and the embodiment of their nightmare. So you can impact that game and impact any future games as well with your donations. Incentives will always be posted. And yeah, you can donate at any time. And yeah, we appreciate you joining us. We appreciate you sticking around and having a great time. I'm going to have these lovely folks, go around and say a little bit about themselves, where you can find more of them. So any plugs that you might have, any places you're going to be, any projects you're working on, feel free to plug all those, including your socials. So Abhilasha, if you don't mind starting us out.
Hi, I have been your posh, rich, high, and very hungry werewolf, Akela today. You can find me at Dr_Vibon or Ombre Lesbian Night on Blue Sky. And upcoming project, in fact, I am in a continuing series of Bluebeard's Bride, very thematic for this month, with Girls Run These Worlds. And we are going to be having our 4th episode tomorrow at 4:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time. I'm not sure what the Eastern thing is, but you can look it up. It's 4:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time. Just do the transtimation, who knows. Anyway, so we have finished 3 episodes, so please come and see. I'm also going to be in some other fun stuff with Exquisite Corpse Productions, some fun Halloween games, as well as some other great stuff with Nerds with Dice that I will talk about once they are out, because I'm not sure if I'm supposed to. So just follow me on there. I will more likely than not be telling people about that. So yeah, this was great. Thank you so much for this. This was amazing. You all are all wonderful, and thank you so much for this was amazing. This was great.
Thank you, Abhilasha. Graeme, go for it.
Hello, everybody. My name is Graeme, or Graham Crackers. I had the absolute delight of playing Chet, or Detective Chet Esquire. But if you like seeing that, you can find me on Graham Crackers, Twitch TV, where I DM 2 campaigns that are both long-term campaigns for D&D 5e, Shards of Anarian and Anarian's Rest. You can tune in at 7:30, 8 o'clock this upcoming Tuesday, where we will have a guest, Fives VA, our first voice actress, who is joining for their first ever NPC role as a guest, as Robin the Halfling, the romance interest of our very awkward barbarian. But the alternating Tuesday at 7:30, we have Anarian's Rest, which will have also 3 guest stars. Look at that, we're a guest star-centric season, I guess. But outside of that, you can find me on Guild Wars 2, where I am one of the 3 owners of Orate Cartel, which is a role-play server for Guild Wars 2, the MMORPG, which just had its first expansion. So if you like doing crime or doing business, we do both.
Fantastic. Thank you, Graeme. Next up, Jessie. Where can we find more of your lovely self?
Hi, I'm Jessie. I was Detective Batman. Was a pleasure. You can find me almost anywhere at Malfunctioning Adult, except on Twitter, because they said that was too many characters, so I took all the vowels out of malfunction. That's what it is there. Upcoming projects, I will be on a continuous series for the Misadventures League. We'll be playing Teens in Space, and that's going to be starting on October 14th. I forget exactly what time. I think afternoon for the Americans. And that'll be fun. I'm pretty new to TTRP streaming, and so I'm excited for everything I get to do, and this was great, and you're all amazing. I love you all.
Thank you, Jessie. Next up, the one and only Lady Dame.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lady Dame. You can find me everywhere that's important. Twitter, sort of Blue Sky, definitely, and on Twitch at the Lady Dame. I'm a late night variety streamer on Twitch. Well, sort of. I'm mostly actually streaming Mondays at 12 noon Pacific, doing daytime Dragon Age. Sometimes Sundays and Tuesdays. My schedule's been a little bit funky, but I think for the month of October I should be doing those. I play a lot of story-based RPGs, schmexy visual novels, and occasionally reading stories. I actually should start one for this month because I usually read a horror story. Last year was Dracula, the year before was Carmilla, and some Edgar Allan Poe. I do actually know who Edgar Allan Poe is, strangely enough. So we'll see what happens this year. Also, I should mention that I do actually have plans every year for Halloween. I do something related to legendary, infamous fanfiction, My Immortal. There is, in fact, a My Immortal TTRPG I wrote last year that Eva ran for us on my channel. So you can check that on my itch. I've got that. I believe that's all that I have coming up right now. Except can I do the announcement, Derek?
You can, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So it was announced sort of yesterday on Horizon's Call that Monster Crush's longtime host co-founder Heavenly is having to take a step back, and Derek here sort of asked if I would step in as the co-host. So you're looking at one of the new Monster Crush co-host, which I'm very excited about.
Yes, I Monster proposed to LD and she said yes. So we're
I already have plans for candidates the very first candidates I'm gonna present to you when I get around to it.
I'm very excited. I wasn't expecting you to do that at all. So yeah, we'll talk about it.
I have one planned. I can't
Okay.
guarantee that I'll have more than that, but I have one planned.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Last, absolutely not least, Danny. Where can we find more of your
Hi.
lovely self?
Yes, hi, I'm Danny. You can find me pretty much anywhere on the internet as at DannyNat20. Not because I get a lot of Nat20s, because I pray for them. But I don't have anything really specific going on right now. I just am trying to I decided I'm going to try to jump from every charity stream to every charity stream I can for just the foreseeable future as often as possible. And I will soon be on like an extra episode of the podcast aboard the Opal Star as a little it's like a side quest character, and also you can also hire me to run your games. That's it.
Awesome. Please support all of these people in any way that you can. They are wonderful folks who I very much appreciate for joining this game, for applying to be in this game, and for supporting the charity in the way that they have, and for telling us a really fun story, just for being really chill, awesome folks. I am Derek. I Derek Sword. Actually, that is my real last name. It's awesome. No, you can't have it. I use he, him pronouns. I have been your GM for this game. I GM a lot on this channel, as I am the co-founder. And I'm very excited that you all join me as I help to tell these stories with all the wonderful folks that I am joined by. If you want to find more of me, I have Twitter, I have Instagram, I have Blue Sky. You can find all of it at beacons.ai/Derek Sword. Most of the stuff that I do is for Sword and Key, managing social media stuff for that. So please go check out all Sword and Key stuff. In most places, it's Sword and Key separated by underscores, but beacons.ai/Sword and Key has everything there, including the Tiltify links for ongoing campaigns. So you can support stuff there. You can support the pally.gg accounts for games that we're trying to support our players in, and always the charity campaigns through Tiltify as well. All that said, we have some stuff coming up for Sword and Key. So to look at our calendar, speaking of Monster Crush, we actually have an episode coming out today, and that is wherever podcasts are found. So this one is still me and Heavenly. Heavenly is going to probably do one more episode with me, and we'll have to step back from there. So expect 2 more episodes, and then after that's me and LD. And it's going to be a great time. So this next coming episode is Monsters with Weird Names, part 2. It's very fun. This is Jimmy Squarefoot, a weird Isle of Man cryptid, and the unnamed monster of Berkeley Square. Very fun. Again, that is a podcast about monster smooching and how sexy monsters are. You can find it wherever podcasts are found. Other Sword and Key stuff. We have. You can join our Discord through our beacons as well, which I highly recommend you do. Our Discord is a lot of fun people, and we're having movie nights throughout the month of October. So on Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, we are doing a watch party. We're actually doing watch parties almost every Friday, with the exception of the 13th, because we have a game that day. So we're going to be watching the original Halloween, the 1978 Halloween, this Friday, only on our Discord. We have Horizon's Call playing every Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. That is the nautical campaign that I GM here on this channel. And then next Sunday is busy and fun. It is the premiere of my second campaign, my 12-week campaign of Humblewood the Unwelcome Winter, which has a phenomenal cast. We've got some character art coming down the line for it, and I'm very excited about that. It's Humblewood, which is like anthropomorphic little animal creatures, very Redwall-esque, and they're trying to solve a 3-year winter that has plagued their woodland realm. So come join us for that. That campaign is going to be in support of Flora and Fauna International, so another charity game. We also have, again, Mara, which is that 6 p.m. Pacific time game with me and Kayla. Again, a sleeper in their nightmare, journeying throughout the realms of sleep over the course of 2 nights. We have another movie night on the 12th. And then on the 13th, Kayla will be running at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, a one-shot of actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf based on the viral song music video. You can find it on YouTube. It's very fun. They will be in a carnival. As I understand it, one of the characters may or may not be a living carnival stuffed animal, like the prize. So definitely get hyped for that. Monster Crush will release another episode on the 15th. Humblewood's back every Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. On the 20th, Eva will be running a 10 a.m. Pacific time game one-shot of Drama Llamas. That is a game where it's a reality show where all the contestants are llamas, and it's going to be a cooking show. Very excited for it. Again, all the one-shots are in support of Patty Aware, and you can donate at any time to that Tiltify to support those. We have another movie night on the 20th, and then on the 21st, a two-parter of Pulp Cthulhu starts. So the 21st and 28th both have Pulp Cthulhu at 10 a.m. Pacific time. That's on Saturdays. Horizons Call again every Saturday. Then on the 22nd, we have a 3 p.m. Pacific time one-shot of A Night of Fright, which is D&D Scooby-Doo. And then I think wrapping up the month, technically is Pulp Cthulhu, but the last like standalone one-shot is on the 26th. That is a Thursday. It is 4 p.m. Pacific time. It's a game of Sunken, which is nautical horror that is run by Mare. Again, we have movie nights through the end of the month as well. So we got a lot going on. We're trying to raise as much money as we can. We're trying to do some good and have a nice, fun, spooky time this month. And we appreciate you joining us for all of it. All that said, thank you again. Thank you again for the donations you gave today, for joining us for this game. Thank you to my players for creating the really fun characters and solving this murder mystery. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. As you know, speaking for Sword and Key, it means the world to me. So with that, I think I'm gonna let you all get back to your afternoons. We'll be back with more stuff. So check out again our Discord, our socials, and you can keep track of all the stuff there. And until next time, everyone. Ow! Take care of yourselves.
Ow! 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 Ow!
Oh.